Chapter 861 Chase to the End. But it also made Jaboun fear and rejoice to the extreme. He also began to have a glimpse of the terrifying strength of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. There are several others who feel the same way as Jaboun. They all watched in the same way the pirate ships were easily suppressed in front of them, and then destroyed. It turns out that even Huizuoluo, who has a bounty of 200 million, can't match this battle robot. Is this the strength of the Summer Chamber of Commerce? It's too scary. Looking at a pirate group that was destroyed in front of him, Jaboun felt chills in his heart. A big pirate with a bounty of 200 million is as fragile as tofu in front of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, and a battle robot will solve it. I didn't see any members take action at all, and the matter was solved. This kind of background is really scary enough. No wonder he can rule the new world and become the emperor of the sea. West Blue. Kulis, the tyrant gunner, where else do you want to go? Don't worry, there will be no place for you in the entire sea. On a battleship with a goshawk head and a height of more than 60 meters, a young man with two small blue horns on his head said to the man on the deck in front of him. Damn, are you chasing here? It's really annoying. Looking at the young man in front of him, Kulis couldn't help but grit his teeth and said with a very ugly face. In the past few days, he has been listening to the news that his accomplices have been destroyed, but no one has found him, and he thought he escaped. As a result, he didn't expect that just when he had this idea, the chasing soldiers came. But so what? That battle robot is really strong, but that's not necessarily. Kulis actually rushed towards the young man with a heavy step. Labor and Management are big pirates with a bounty of 185 million Baileys, even Marine Vice Admiral can't help me. If you have the ability to capture the old man, then give it a try. Kulis made a ferocious move, blasting two pairs of short guns with both hands, and the air pierced and roared. Bang! This young man actually resisted with both hands and took it steadily. There is still some strength, but so what, I have hundreds of subordinates. Boy, I don't believe you can handle our entire pirate group alone. Little guys, give it to me. Kulis didn't force much, and directly started the crowd tactics. No matter how many minions there are only minions, what effect does it have on the outcome of the battle? This young man despised Isho, and then disappeared in front of Kulis with a swish. Hey! He swishly appeared in front of Kulis's crowd, raised his leg and stroked, Renkyaku Tempest Kick Kiniao. No, go back. Facing the bird-shaped sword wave that flew over, Kulis's deputy captain couldn't help but scream in shock. Ah! But where did it come from? A large number of people and masts were cut off, and one was killed and injured. Renkyaku Tempest Kick Rainstorm Pear Flower. The young man didn't stop, shaking his legs at a high speed, he spurted out a sword wave like raindrops, covering it down again. Damn, don't underestimate people. The captain was also a swordsman, and he stopped all the sword waves when he drew his sword. Kid, die for me. Kulis' eyes were all red, and the spear in his hand was thrown into the air. His momentum was heavy, and he was too late to react. The young man was not in a hurry. He turned into a demonic bull with blue-gray skin, and shouted, Iron Nugget Gang. He slammed the spear with a punch, and smashed the spear back with a bang. Moon Step. He flashed continuously in the air was exploding. He rushed to Kulis, and attacked from his gap, Shigan finger pistol. Be careful. It was not until the attack of the young demon bull was about to come that the deputy captain responded and reminded him. But it's too late. PFF'd. A large hole appeared in Kulis's chest like this. He couldn't help but back up in pain. His face was pale. Damn, look. The deputy captain saw that his captain suffered a big loss, and immediately came to support him, and a sword fell from behind the young man. He didn't believe it anymore. This young man could still react quickly when he was attacked from behind. At that time, he will inevitably be attacked by himself and the captain and will be at a disadvantage. But, Kami-e. The youth's body suddenly fluttered, and just like that, he dodged his attack, and fired a Shigan finger pistol assault cannon in response. Wow! The deputy captain felt as if he had been hit by a train, and flew out, vomiting blood. Asshole! Seeing this scene, Kulis was in a hurry and rushed over. Moon step. But the youth blew up again and left. Then, appearing 10 meters in front of him, he lifted his leg and came out with a move of Renkyaku Tempest Kick Star Shower. In an instant, Kulis was shrouded in a fierce sword wave. How dare Kulis to be negligent, and hurriedly waved his short spear to block. Boom! But this sword wave is too much, and the power is too strong. After Kulis carried it for more than 10 seconds, he was exhausted. Then, a hole was opened on his body in an instant, and blood splattered everywhere. Shigan finger pistol. The youth came to Kulis with a shaved. A blow opened a big hole in his chest, causing him to vomit a large mouthful of blood again, and his consciousness was a little awake. Ah, bastard! But where is Kulis, who is so easy to admit defeat? Little ones, give it to me. There are still a lot of people on the boat, and he hasn't lost yet. Yes. A group of subordinates rushed over with knives and guns immediately. Go to hell and taste our bullets. A group of people with muskets aimed at the youth and opened fire. They don't believe it, such a fierce rain of bullets can't make a few holes in the youth. Iron nugget, just. Kami-e. But the next results let them down. The young man can deal with the bullet rain easily, even if a bullet hits him, it will not cause him any harm. It's like hitting on steel, making a sound of gold and iron. Shave. The youth disappeared again. Where? Everyone was shocked. On it. Someone immediately noticed the youth appearing on their heads. Renkyaku Tempest Kick Big Crescent. However, before they could attack, the young man had already shot a huge sword wave and slammed down, hitting his huge ship. Bah! They saw that the thick steel outer armor wrapped around their ship was directly cut off, and the whole ship was cut off like this. No! Everyone couldn't help but change their expressions in horror, and shouted in despair. And the young man rushed to Kulis again. You bastard! Kulis's jaws were cracked, and the short spear erupted with unprecedented fury. Chapter 862. The Sea is Shocked. Rokushiki, 6 styles 6 king guns. The youth also opened up, punching out a heavy force, shattering Kulis's attack through the air, and knocking him into a coma with serious injuries. Kulis, the gun warrior, the arrest is complete. Stepping on the moon step, the young man grabbed Kulis's body, turned on the phone bug, and reported the situation to the headquarters. He landed on his own ship in the sea area ahead. Renkyaku Tempest Kick Kaniao. He shot out a sharp sword wave again, splitting the ship from the front again. A group of pirates and a deputy captain, nearly half of them, immediately fell into the sea. Become the existence that he can fish at any time. Before long, someone from the Summer Chamber of Commerce came over. When he saw that the young man had dealt with Kulis alone and captured Kulis unscathed, the man couldn't help but exclaimed in admiration, "Amazing, Mamoru, can you handle this level of pirates alone?" As expected of all of our devil fruit warriors who have taken the title, this time, your resume will be able to add glory. The person who came was a man in his 30s. The horns on his head were sharp and emitting a dim light. Hey, Charik, don't make fun of me, you are much better than me, and I don't dare to call myself a genius in front of you. The young man of the devil is called Mamoruo, and he is humble Isho. However, who would have thought that a former coward like me now has such a powerful strength? As expected of the president, there is nothing he can't do. When Mamoruo talked about Shajirching, his face was full of admiration. Of course, that is the president, there is no one in this world who can stump him. Charik also looked respectful. 2 or 3 years ago, they were all people from the bottom of the sea, and they were bullied a lot. But the appearance of Shajirching gave them the strength to strive for happiness for themselves. An artificial devil fruit. A marine rokushiki training method. A strong chamber of commerce support. And a reasonable system. Let them go from ordinary people to pirates who can easily defeat nearly 200 million bounties in just 2 years. Strength can be described as earth-shaking changes. They are grateful and worship Shajir-Ching, and do everything for Shajir-Ching faithfully. Master Enel should have caught that bastard Gweens too. Mamoru looked at Charik and asked. Of course, just now, good news has been sent back. Master Enel broke into the beast pirates to arrest people, but the Queen of Plague didn't dare to let one. Charik smiled proudly. Hearing this, Mamoru also laughed. If I commit a crime in the Summer Chamber of Commerce, even if it is far away, I will be punished, and there is nowhere to stay in the ends of the earth. This is the confidence and pride of everyone in their Summer Chamber of Commerce. They are proud to play for the Summer Chamber of Commerce. It's amazing, so many pirates have been caught. Also, none of those cadres were dispatched. Just dispatching talented people and a small group of combat robot troops, this thing has been completed. It's really powerful and terrifying. The Summer Chamber of Commerce makes life not a little bit resistant. Pirates at sea, businessmen, or civilians, watching the merchant ship escorting all kinds of pirates, can't help but sigh in their hearts. What a nice guy. Now, we don't have to worry about pirates' attack. Someone is even thanking. Good work, everyone. When all the talented troops who went out to carry out the capture mission returned, Shajir-Ching personally met them. Let them be so excited that they can't help themselves. This kind of honor is rare. This time, our prison coolies suddenly have a lot more. Shajir-Ching looked at Bentham and Zephyru who were busy and said with a smile. Then, continue to wait for the news of the historical text. Caesar Island was attacked, it was just a small matter for him, and he didn't need to care much. With the current strength of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, even Shichibukai or even the 6 emperors who attacked the island can handle it. He hardly needs to worry. And all he needs to worry about is the historical text. But the sea has already fallen into the turmoil of Vivi because of the strength of Iceberg's corner displayed by the Summer Chamber of Commerce. The Summer Chamber of Commerce shows a little bit of landscape, so it is so terrifying, it makes the scalp numb. So many pirates have fled all over the world. As a result, in less than 2 days, all were arrested. This combat capability, intelligence capability, and organizational capability are really terrifying. Even Akainu has to admit that Marine is not so efficient. But Summer Chambers did it. Summer Chamber of Commerce, how strong is it? Akainu is starting to feel a little numb at the strength of the Summer Chamber of Commerce now. The Summer Chamber of Commerce is usually not very visible, but once it is shot, it will definitely be able to shock everyone. Frightening. This level, coupled with his status and identity, will inevitably make the sea turbulent. Akainu is really sad now. The Summer Chamber of Commerce is really strong. Cool, this kid hit the headlines again. Whitebeard looked at the newspaper in his hand and couldn't help but burst into laughter. I really look forward to his future development. I don't know how high he can reach. Marco was full of emotion. Well, as expected of Shajir-Ching, as soon as he makes a move, he will definitely be able to make the sea fall into terror. On Cake Island, Charlotte Linlin also laughed, but her eyes were full of fear. Also, Shajir-Ching is his opponent. The stronger Shajir-Ching is, the more afraid she is. However, this cat fruit is indeed a good thing. This kind of technology must be acquired soon. Otherwise, they will be left behind by these guys, and then eliminated by the sea. The life of Bigu Mum was not easy. When there were only 4 emperors in the original sea, her power situation was not very good. As a result, the Summer Chamber of Commerce rose strongly, and Golden Lion Shiki quickly joined. It made her life even more shabby. Now, the Summer Chamber of Commerce is getting stronger and stronger, making her more and more uneasy. Shajir-Ching. On the Ghost Island, Kaido looked at the newspaper in his hand with a gloomy face and murderous intent, his teeth itch with hatred. The fact that he was almost beheaded by Shajirqing was a shame for his whole life. Unless one day he can defeat Shajirqing with his own hands and wash away this shame. But Kaido didn't have the slightest confidence and felt that he could defeat Shajirqing. If so, he would have acted long ago. Chapter 863 An increasingly turbulent world. The next day. The Summer Chamber of Commerce has just ended and the world has just calmed down. However, because of a few things that suddenly came, it was turbulent again. Big news. Doflamingo quits Shichibukai. Shocking news. Straw Hat Luffy and Trafalgar form a pirate alliance. As soon as these two news came out, the people on the sea were shocked again. Is Doflamingo really going to quit Shichibukai? Great, this guy finally quit Shichibukai, and Marine will be able to crusade him in the future. Many people burst into tears with excitement. Doflamingo did nothing wrong. They were oppressed and almost couldn't live anymore. I didn't expect such good news to come today. Dressrosa, in a room. Diamante, one of the foremost senior officials of the Don Quixote family. Holding the newspaper that Doflamingo quit Shichibukai, he rushed in and asked, Doflamingo, this is not a joke, do you really want to quit Shichibukai? Furfur, of course it's fake. Doflamingo laughed out loud. After 3 o'clock this afternoon, when I get the information about the core technology of artificial devil fruit from Luo, someone will refute the rumor. Shichibukai's identity is so good, why quit him? I'm not stupid. Hearing Doflamingo's words, Diamante was relieved immediately, and followed with a grim smile. Luo wants to play with us, you are too tender. Trafalgar didn't know all this. He thought his plan was successful. The first and most important step to overthrow Doflamingo had been achieved. Next, wait for Marine's crusade. Doflamingo, the technology of artificial devil fruit is not something you should have. Everyone is innocent, but he is guilty, he said somberly. But if you let him know that he was tricked by Doflamingo, I don't know if he will fry the pot. Maybe he will cancel all the next actions immediately and come straight to it. Overthrow Doflamingo by force and avenge his Mr. Corazon. Too bad he doesn't know. Doflamingo really quit Shichibukai. Sky Island, Anna looked at the newspaper and said in disbelief. Doflamingo, who is that, except his husband? The existence of the largest underground force, known as Joker, has huge energy. Would you do such a silly thing? Anna is quite suspicious. Hee, you don't believe it anymore, so I don't need to say it anymore. Shajirqing on the side heard Isho and teased the little son in his arms, Summer. I'm just until that guy can't be so stupid, but why did he do this? Anna asked again in confusion. Shajirqing shrugged. Then I don't know, I'll know after a while. Anyway, there should be new news coming out in a day or so. Anna, I heard that Ace has set sail again with his former members of the pirate group. Having recruited new members and going after One Piece, King of Pirates, don't you have any ideas? Shajirqing looked at Anna when she heard the words. Then what should I think? Excited or stressed? Anna frowned. Aren't you afraid they will get to Laugh Tale ahead of you? Shajirqing shook his head confidently. Don't be afraid, because I have this confidence. Just kidding, he used the entire Summer Chamber of Commerce to find the fourth historical text of the road sign. Can't beat Ace, who only knows a piece of the historical text of a road sign and has just gone to sea. That is really a big joke. That's right, but after arriving at Laugh Tale, it also means facing the world government. Are you ready? If it was before, Anna would never have had such worries. But now, as a mother of 2 children, with concern, Anna can't be as casual as before. Don't worry, even if I don't trouble the world government, they probably won't be able to tolerate me anymore. Look, Dressrosa will become a turning point in the Shichibukai system and lead to a new pattern change. You should have also heard the inside information that Marine is planning to attack the Shichibukai system. They have developed a new fighting robot, SSG, which is said to be as powerful as Zoro. It makes my scalp feel numb when I think about it. Once this kind of thing can be mass-produced, it will really be the end of us. Anna's face was a little dignified when she heard this. You seem to be saying that too. The world government is indeed almost unable to hold back. With their hearts, it is absolutely impossible to tolerate any other force and provocate their right to speak in the sea. However, it is decisive enough to dare to attack the Shichibukai system. Ching, that can't be helped. After all, the Shichibukai system has almost become a cancer in the ocean. The harm outweighs the benefit, and the tail cannot be lost. Since they have little effect on Marine will ruthlessly abandon them. Isn't that what they always do? Anna nodded. Marine headquarters. The Shichibukai system. It's time to cancel it. When that weapon succeeds, it will be your doom. And you 6 emperors, your good days are here too. The storm is approaching, it's time to prepare. This will be a grander and fiercer battle than the Battle of the Top, and its impact may be incomparable to that of the Battle of the Valley of the Gods. The sea needs quietness, serenity. The sea, it's up to us to take over with justice. We can't let you scumbags continue to control it. In a certain room, the smoke in Akainu's mouth went out, and his voice was as biting as the cold December wind. In another room. The storm is coming, it's time to get a headache again. A certain man sleeping with a blindfold turned over and sighed. This is Marine Deputy Marshal Kuzan. No wonder he said that. It's because there are too many movements between the 6 emperors. The communication between them is getting more and more frequent. And the new era supernovas headed by Straw Hat Luffy are also starting to emerge, and gradually have a place in the world. The balance of the sea has completely tipped towards the pirates. Not to mention, in addition to these forces, there is another force called the Revolutionary Army, which is also eyeing the world government. The tranquility of the sea is really coming to an end. Now, just one more introduction. The fire is about to be lit. Kuzan estimates that this fire is coming soon. This afternoon. Another big news spread all over the world. Chapter 864 Cooperation reached. King Dressrosa, Heavenly Yaksha Doflamingo's withdrawal from Shichibukai was proven false. The world government got it wrong. Also, Doflamingo's true identity is revealed. Tenryubito. Doflamingo is Tenryubito. As soon as the news spread, the whole world was stunned. What did they hear? Doflamingo, the heinous pirate, the second in command of the underground forces, is actually Tenryubito. This is teasing them. Isn't this obvious phishing enforcement? But the person who reacted the most to this news was naturally Trafalco. It's actually fake. Damn it, I've been deceived again. I didn't expect your Tenryubito identity to be preserved. How did you do it? Trafal's, sweating profusely, headed towards Luffy and his party. He doesn't have time to think about these things now, all he has to do now is to join Luffy. Only in this way can we fight against Doflamingo who is chasing after him. Furfur, Luo, do you think you can escape? Doflamingo's hideous voice came from behind Luo, and he couldn't help tensing up instantly. Damn, it came so fast, R.O. In order not to be hit hard by Doflamingo, he even activated his ability to escape. Furfur, Luo, no matter how much you struggle, it's useless. You are just a doll in my hand after all, do you think you can break free from my palm? Doflamingo said that he shot a line of bullets in his hand, making Luo's escape difficult again. It's just fortunate that Luo's situation is different from that in the original book, and he was not besieged by Doflamingo and Admiral Fujitora at the same time. Otherwise, he will really despair. However, Luo's situation is actually not very good, because Drought Jack from the Beast Pirates has landed in Dressrosa. The purpose of his coming is for the artificial devil fruit technology in Luo's hands. That was leaked from their hands. He came here to destroy Luo. Encroach on their core secret, only death. And in order to deal with the Doflamingo incident, the people of the world government and the people of Marine have also come one after another. The people of the world government are there to help Doflamingo with the identity thing. And Marine is to help Doflamingo clear the invading Straw Hat, Heart Pirate League. As in the original book, the person who came to this country is Fujitora. It's just that this time Dressrosa's battle lacks the amazing bargaining chip in the original book, Burning Fruit. It is an artificial devil fruit, an ancient species of cat fruit, in the form of a saber-toothed tiger. But even so, it's still fascinating. The sea is also boiling because of the appearance of another devil fruit. After all, the battle for the artificial devil fruit on Dabalu Island has only just ended in a few days. Dressrosa has released another artificial devil fruit, and it is also a competition. How to keep people from boiling. In such a short period of time, 2 devil fruits appeared publicly at once, which is rare in the entire history of world development. Is it also a cat and cat fruit? Interesting, it seems that the saying that the same destination is the same is still reasonable. This tacit understanding, Shajurching, can only be attributed to the role of natural rules. Otherwise, how could 2 scientists from different forces achieve the same result without any communication? Another large group of people gathered towards Dressrosa to compete for this devil fruit. And near Nine Snake Island, Shajurching also welcomed a special guest. Katakuri, it must have been a few years, it's been a long time. Looking at the handsome man with long legs in front of him, his eyes were unparalleled, Shajurching couldn't help laughing. Tell me your terms and how you can cooperate with us. Katakuri didn't want to talk nonsense with Shajurching, so he directly stated his theme at gate of opening. I thought it would be Perospero, but I didn't expect it to be you. The conditions are also very simple. We will provide the people, and you will provide the financial and material resources. You ensure the safety of our personnel and their treatment must be favorable. Negative behaviors such as targeting, exclusion, harm, intimidation, etc. are not allowed. Shajurching took a sip of tea and said in a leisurely manner. Is that all there is to it? Katakuri couldn't help but be a little surprised, as if he didn't expect Shajurching's conditions to be so simple. Before he came, he had already prepared for the hemorrhage. Otherwise, don't you want me to speak loudly so that you can feel at ease? Shajurching couldn't help hearing this. Katakuri was speechless, and even thought that what he said made sense. Is this really the only condition? Katakuri still felt a little dreamy. Shajurching is famous for her shrewdness and ruthlessness. He once thought that this negotiation and cooperation must be full of gunpowder before it can be achieved. As a result, in a few words, his ass didn't even get hot, and he was done. Of course, are you still afraid that I will cheat you? If that's the case, I don't think it's necessary to continue talking. Shajurching frowned and said, Brother, times have changed, you must follow the trend of the times. Katakuri. Okay, let's work together. After thinking about it, there are no traps, so Katakuri signed an agreement with Shajurching. Then it's a pleasure to work together. You will never regret today's decision and... Shajurching looked at Katakuri, the laughing chicken thief. I don't know why, but when Katakuri saw his smile, he always felt like he was being tricked. But he couldn't tell what was wrong. After sending Katakuri away with a smile, Shajurching came to the wet forest prison in a swamp on Sky Island. Here, all kinds of powerhouses are imprisoned in the sea. Although the lineup is not as good as Impel Down, it is also a gathering place for powerhouses. Under the respectful gaze of the guards, Shajurching came to room 01. Lord Zephyr, we meet again. Looking at Zephyr leaning against the wall and closing his eyes, Shajurching walked in. What are you doing here? What, have you figured out what to do with the old man? Zephyr said without opening his eyes. The tone is not good, and there is absolutely no good tone for Shajurching. Haha, you're joking, wouldn't it be a pity to kill a strong person like you like this? I was just wondering how much it would cost Marine to redeem you. To be honest, I really don't want to. If possible, Shajirching wants Zephyr to be a mentor to his two sons, to guide the practice, and to teach in life. In this sea, there is no better mentor than Zephyr. Chapter 865. The winner is justice. He called the second, no one dared to call the first. Shajirching believed that he was only on par with him. But of course he couldn't have all the time to teach his two sons. So, he hit Zephyr's idea. But Shajirching also knew that it was quite difficult to convince Zephyr. Instead of that, it's better to kill the old man with a single knife. For Marine, the old man has been completely disappointed. Hearing this, Zephyr snorted coldly, his expression even worse. Mr. Zephyr, you are willing to die, but some of your students may not be willing. You're still in your prime, don't say such depressing words. Well, I actually admire you, although such an attitude as an enemy is very wrong. However, if your original concept can be implemented, the current sea should be a different scene. Hearing Shajirching's words, Zephyr snorted again. Today's chaotic situation is not caused by you bastards. If you die at will, maybe it won't be so messy. Shajirching leaned against the wall and sighed, but all of this is forced. If I don't get stronger, others will kill me. The life I want is really just to sail freely on the sea, open a small shop, and retire for the rest of my life. But Tenryubito, the existence of the world government, forced me to become stronger and expand my power, until today's situation. In your eyes, I may be evil, but at least I am good to the people. Would they have a good day without my summer chamber of commerce? Such good and cheap goods, such a harmonious business atmosphere, such a stable situation. An LT, P and GT. I don't think I can do anything but evil. Zephyr can't deny this, so he can only keep silent. I think Doflamingo's saying is right, pirates are evil. Marines are justice. That idea has been rewritten countless times. The values of those who do not know what peace are and those who do not know war are different. Only those who stand at the top can define good and evil. Justice wins. Of course, only the winner is justice. Zephyr immediately laughed when he heard the words. This kind of talk is only for children. I don't deny your achievements, but how many pirates like you are there? 99% of pirates are trash from the sea, unstable factors affecting peace and stability, and scum who should be punished by God. There are indeed bad guys in the Marine, but most of them are good, at least, protecting the interests of civilians. You don't need to say any more. You go, don't come here again, the old man will not change his mind. Pirates are just pirates after all, and they won't be whitewashed just because of a few of you. At this point, Shajirching could only touch his nose angrily and leave. It's really hard to persuade someone like Zephyr. He has his own values, rich experience, and firm goals. Some interests will not be shaken just because of a word or two. To put it simply, you won't be flooded with chicken soup. Alas. Shajirching sighed and left. Lord President, World Government CP0 and former Marine Marshal Sengoku are here. Just after leaving the prison, Shajirching got the news. It's finally here, let's hear their terms. Shajirching said so. But in fact, for him today, there are not many things that can attract him. He now has the wealth of the world, the power that traverses the world, and the strength to oppress the heroes. It is no exaggeration to say that with the power he has now, he has the power to make the world tremble, and even the world government does not dare to confront him head-on alone. Moreover, he also knew a lot of secrets, and he is about to know the secrets of the world. There are only a few things that can interest Shajirching. For example, the real body problem of King Uranus. It's just that the world government is really willing to talk about it. Shajirching didn't think they had that courage. Long time no see, Marshal Sengoku. Coming to the hall, looking at Sengoku and the others who were already waiting here, Shajirching suddenly showed his signature smirk. It's been a long time indeed. The little devil who could only be protected under Whitebeard's wings in the past is now a towering tree, and he has been able to shelter others from the sun and shade. Sengoku's beard and hair are all white, holding a bag of senbei, afro head, flower shorts, slippers, revealing 2 words everywhere, easy. Marshal Sengoku is in such a good state now, and he has a good life, so why bother getting involved again? After Shajirching was seated, he looked at Sengoku and asked in a leisurely manner. Hey, what you said, the old man hasn't fully retired yet. Marine came to the door specially, the old man can't help showing face. Sengoku waved his hand, looking like an old urchin. Where can I see the figure of Marshal Sengoku who was all-powerful and scolded the heroes? Then, I wonder what Marshal Sengoku wants to talk about. Shajirching raised Erlang's legs and leaned on the chair. Vivi closed his eyes and said. Anyone who knows him knows that this is the performance of his real talk about things. Sengoku naturally understands this too. My negotiation idea is actually very simple. Sengoku couldn't help Isha when he heard the words, say your terms, we'll see if you can accept it, and you'll be satisfied. Shajirching immediately laughed when he heard the words, oh, are you sure you can pay for what I want? You should know that with what I have now, general things can no longer satisfy me. Shajirching laughed immediately upon hearing this. Unless you can tell me something more secret, such as the truth about the king. Shajirching is like a poisonous snake, swallowing greedy snake letters. Hee, do you feel that there is nothing else that can satisfy you except this kind of thing? Sengoku couldn't help laughing after hearing this, which made Shajirching stunned for a moment, and then his brows moved. Is there something else that attracts me? Of course. At this time, the masked CP0 member of the world government beside Sengoku spoke up. But this voice made Shajirching very familiar. Batong Wan, when did you become the lackey of the world government? Is it so exciting? An LT, P and GT. Hearing this, the man immediately took off his mask. It was Red Ogre Batong Wan. It sounds really hurtful, but in fact, there is one thing in this world that can make you tempted. Batong Wan's face was full of confidence. Shajirching cast a glance at him. Marshal Sengoku, are you negotiating with me, or is he negotiating with me? Chapter 866 I really thank you yo. Sengoku Isho. Of course it's him, I'm just making a reference, lest he be taken into the pit by you. Hearing this, Shajirching couldn't help being a little surprised. Sengoku is not the main negotiator. Okay, then tell me, in this world, apart from the truth of the king, what else can make me tempted? Shajirching crossed his hands, and then, as if thinking of something, Vivi's eyes suddenly twitched. Hee, you guessed it too. Batong Wan keenly captured the change in Shajirching's eyes. Hee Isho, that's right, it's the way to bring you back to your original world. Shajirching's breath suddenly became rough, heavy when he heard the words, and the fingers that were beating his arms suddenly stopped. How about it? Let me tell you, you will be interested. Seeing this, Batong Maru Isho is quite complacent. Oh, back to the original world. You are joking, aren't we the only world? Could it be that besides the moon, have you discovered other planets with life? Shajirching said with a bit of a cover-up. You don't have to hide this in front of me, Your Excellency Shajirching, I think you should guess that I'm not from this world. Similarly, I know that too. You are not from this world. Hearing this, Shajirching opened his eyes again and looked at Batongmaru. It's a bit bad to break each other down like this. The identity of a traveler is Shajirching's greatest confidence. Suddenly being dismantled, he was a little uncomfortable. I want to know, what's in it for you? What conditions did Marine give you to do this kind of thing? Shajirching's tone is a bit bad. It didn't do me any favors, I just discussed the matter. It's like you call yourself ordinary and build a business empire. I also want to easily see the calmness of the sea. Thinking about it, if you want to do all this, you have to start from your source. If you don't do it, the sea will always be in your hands. Batongmaru's face is full of smiles. No one has ever taken advantage of Shajurching, and no one can gain the upper hand in Shajurching in negotiations. But he did it. Oh, then I don't know how you are going to do it. Let me return to the original world. Relying on Vegapunk that surpassed the world's technology for 500 years. Apart from this god, Shajurching couldn't think of anyone else. Clever, only Dr. Vegapunk can do all this, so this news is enough to attract you. Ba Tongwan looked at Shajurching with confidence and a smile on his face. I am really interested, but you overlooked one thing. Are you sure I want to go back to the original world? Seeing Batongwan's smile suddenly stiffened on his face, Shajurching said, the choice is mine. Even if you can develop this kind of machine, I'm not sure if I agree or not. As soon as these words came out, Batongwan couldn't laugh anymore. Based on what he knew about Shajurching, it was really possible that Shajurching would not agree to this request. Let's talk about reality. Shajurching Isho pulled the topic away from this. Batongmaru couldn't help but secretly said a hateful voice in his heart. In the words just now, he has revealed that he is also a traveler. Vegapunk already has the possibility to travel through time and space, and plans to disintegrate the situation in the sea. And Shajurching lost only the identity of a transmigrator from beginning to end. Moreover, it is uncertain whether he will recognize this identity or not. It can be described as a white wolf with empty gloves. What's wrong? Isn't this normal? Shajurching couldn't help laughing as if he saw Ba Tongwan's face. I am intriguing with all kinds of cunning old foxes in the sea every day, and my negotiation skills are not very superb, but it is more than enough to deal with you. So, come on, talk about something I'm actually interested in, otherwise, the negotiation will probably not go on. Shajurching changed his posture and said. Sengoku spoke at this time. It seems that our preparations are still a little insufficient, so see you next time. I think next time we will be able to bring you an answer that will satisfy you. Let's go, Batong Pill. Sengoku is still the same Sengoku, not in a hurry, not in a hurry. Batongwan also sighed, and had to admit that he was good at fighting, and he was still too lacking in language skills such as negotiation. In the face of Shajurching, the giant crocodile of the era, he is still too tender. Well, it's actually not completely unprofitable, at least, we know his true identity. On the way out, Sengoku was chewing senbei while comforting Batongmaru who was a little down. In Marine, Batongmaru's life can be said to be smooth sailing, as long as he wants to. There's nothing he can't do. It's actually quite good to give him a little blow. In this way, only with shame can you be brave. Vegapunk, do you really have the ability to travel through time and space? Do you really want to go back to the world of your previous life? Shajurching covered her face with a book, whispering like this. He was completely accustomed to this feeling of standing at the top and pointing the country. Let him go back, maybe he will become the bottom layer. Even with today's ability, if you return to the original world, you will definitely be able to mix yourself up. But Shajurching, he doesn't want it. Let him just give up his sweet wife, top power, and wealth that is incomparable to the world. He can't do it. He just wants to be a layman. Miss Bajin really regretted it. She felt that she should not take a chance and go to Dabalu Island to join in the fun. The result is good. I didn't get what I wanted, and in the end, I was deprived of what I shouldn't have lost. In her hand, she was holding a roll of newspaper with a big headline, Whitebeard to Wable, sure as a fake identity, no blood relationship with Whitebeard. The signature is, Shajurching, in 3 big characters. When Miss Bajin found out about this news, the whole person was stunned. Then, there is quite a feeling of wanting to cry without tears, regretting it too much. Now that's it, I can no longer pretend to be a fox under the banner of Whitebeard. Her various benefits have suddenly lost a lot. Those who were respectful to her in the past are now all detached and perfunctory. And this is all because of the deprivation of the title of Whitebeard too. Sha Zhiqing, why are you so ruthless? What's wrong with using his name as Whitebeard? I'm not helping him promote his prestige. Miss Ba Jin gritted his teeth and said that he was full of hatred and looked like he was a victim. If Sha Zhiqing knew what she said, she would probably say, I really thank you. Chapter 867 Resolutely Confess. Miss Ba Jin, under the banner of Whitebeard, is frantically accumulating money, suppressing and squeezing out his beloved, full of style and cruel. According to incomplete statistics, in just 1 year, she already has a fortune worth 4 trillion. Greatly ruined Whitebeard's name. Even the Summer Chamber of Commerce has also been affected, and people all over the world are full of grievances, and the pain of being squeezed by her is unbearable. That's it, can it be called just borrowing a name? I'm afraid not. This Sha Zhiqing is so hateful to make my mother so angry. Seeing her son kill him for you, vent your anger for you. Weibo kept his nose and was about to go to Nine Snake Island and kill Sha Zhiqing's nest. Stop, you stupid son. Hearing this, Miss Ba Jin certainly couldn't make Weibo mess up. Just kidding, who is Sha Zhiqing? The strongest man in the world. Weibo could kill him. Impossible, it will only be easily killed by him. At that time, she will not be able to hold the chicken alone, and I am afraid that she will be eaten up by those evil thieves in the sea. If someone messes with her, Miss Ba Jin will definitely retaliate back. But Sha Zhiqing. Even if Sha Zhiqing said in the newspapers that he was almost threatening, if you dare to do it again, you will kill the thief yourself. How can you use the name of Whitebeard indiscriminately? Miss Ba Jin can only recognize it and dare not take any substantial revenge against Sha Zhiqing. No way, she can't afford to offend this one. Talking about black eating black, this is a professional person who stands at the top of all black people who eat black. Miss Ba Jin dare not offend him. That would just leave him dead without a place to be buried. Maria Joy. Sure enough, such a condition cannot be satisfied for him. When Gorosei, 5 elders got Sengoku's reply, they had an unexpected look on their face. Obviously, they already had a rehearsal in mind about the outcome of this negotiation, and there was a general speculation. So, what conditions should we use to impress who? This question is important. It's so important that the Gorosei, 5 elders have to worry about it too. Also, don't feel at ease until the problem is resolved. The combination of Sha Zhiqing and Zephyr is really bad. One knows most of the secrets of marine and the world government, and one knows most of the secrets of the sea. It would be really bad news if they were working together. After all, they all want to subvert the world government. Maybe we need to think differently. After thinking about it for a long time and couldn't come up with any countermeasures, Gorosei, 5 elders could only think of changing their minds. Sha Zhiqing's opponent is really a headache. Hat the Straw Hat Luffy finally fought in Dressrosa, interesting. I heard that Doflamingo plans to invite me over to help out. In a room on Sky Island, Sha Zhiqing looked at Enel in front of him and said. That's what it should be. After all, there are also our elements in his industry. If the Straw Hats are allowed to mess around in Dressrosa, our industry will be affected more or less. Enel took a bite of the apple and said indifferently. Then go take a look, just to see how far Luffy has learned. Sha Zhiqing is very busy now. When he is free, he can teach his 2 sons and tease his own daughter. The only thing that worries him now is the whereabouts of the 4th historical text. Other than that, there's nothing to worry about. He has diluted the management rights of the entire Summer Chamber of Commerce and handed it over to the top management talents on the sea for safekeeping. He just needs to make the final call. Going out to sea, this kind of thing must be a follower of Sha Zhiqing. There was nothing Anna could do about it. Oh yeah, out to sea. Sha Zhiqing happily competed her hands towards the sea, as if she could fly. Dressrosa. Fur. Straw Hat Boy, come on, let's make trouble. I want to see if you can escape from the attack of the two emperors. Doflamingo sat on the windowsill, watching all kinds of troublemakers on the island, laughing recklessly, everything under control. Originally, even if he didn't rely on Kaido of the Beasts, Shajir-Ching's power, he also had to deal with the Straw Hat, Heart Pirates Alliance. And after the two emperors joined in, he was even more confident and had a better chance of winning. Don't you see, Drought Jack has already started chasing down the Straw Hats. Fur. I wish you all the best, Straw Hats. Even if other pirates join in, Doflamingo is not afraid. Because Marine Admiral Fujitora is here. So much protection, what is he afraid of? There is no need to be afraid at all. Just sit on the Daoyutai. Only after the major forces have appeared, it will be the death of Straw Hat Luffy. When Shajir-Ching arrived here, 3 hours had passed since what Doflamingo said earlier. Things have changed a little bit. When Shajir-Ching came ashore, he happened to see Luffy blowing Drought Jack out with one punch. Whoa, what a mess, Jack. He couldn't help but jokingly said, with a look on his face watching the show. You guys are here too. Humph, things are starting to get more interesting. When Jack saw Shajir-Ching, it was rare that he was not angry, but instead showed a happy smile. Shajir-Ching, who looked at this smile, was a little confused. He is here, why does Jack show such an expression? What a suffocating operation. He didn't come here to punish Luffy, he came here just to watch the fun. He just came to see Luffy growing up. Jack. While they were talking, Luffy had already turned into a humanoid jet and flew over. Straw Hat, your good days are over. Jack swung the big knife and rushed over, fighting with Luffy again. Their current strength has almost reached the level of high-level combat power in the sea. Therefore, the battle scene is also quite large. Not bad, the strength has been condensed a lot, and the control of the fourth gear is also a lot stronger. Looking at Luffy who fought back and forth with Jack, Shajir-Ching sat cross-legged on the roof, hugging Shajir-Ching who was watching the fun, and kept nodding her head. Fur, I didn't expect you to come in person, I thought you would send someone else. At this time, Doflamingo flew from the sky and landed in front of Shajir-Ching, smiling very unruly. I'm here in person, isn't it normal? After all, there is my property here anyway. Who made me the most idle person in the entire Chamber of Commerce? Hearing Shajir-Ching's words, Doflamingo was obviously taken aback for a moment, and then laughed lowly, as expected of the Emperor of the Sea, he does whatever he wants. Chapter 868 Jack, lose again. Do you think you can handle the Straw Hat Luffy? Don't underestimate him, it will be too late to eat. Looking at Doflamingo's reckless expression, Shajir-Ching asked. It's just a supernova, it can't make a big wave. Doflamingo never took Luffy in his eyes. Because the levels are completely different. Really, being overconfident is a good thing, but sometimes it's a bad thing. If Shajir-Ching pointed, however, the current situation is indeed different from the original. Luffy's strength is stronger than this time in the original. But now there are more forces joining in, he and the 100 Beast Pirates. How it will go in the end, he can't tell. But there is a high probability that the Straw Hat Luffy will succeed. After all, he's just here to be a spectator to make sure his industry isn't hurt. It doesn't matter who the partner is. He is the first person in the underground force, and he can cooperate with Doflamingo, the second person, or with other people. For the influence of the war situation, he is precisely the smallest. But Doflamingo doesn't think he's going to shoot either. He invited the people from the Summer Chamber of Commerce to come, just to use the prestige of Shajir-Ching to let the people on Dressrosa throw the rat. For some people, existence is a deterrent. Just like Shajir-Ching. Fur, this is just a reasonable judgment I made based on my own strength. Straw Hat Luffy, I can't make waves. Doflamingo is still very confident, Shajir-Ching can't deny it. It's all good to speak with facts. Even if Shajir never made a move, he was just watching the fun. But his appearance still cast a haze on the entire Dressrosa. The battle situation has also changed a little because of his appearance. Everyone who originally thought there was a lot of hope for victory, suddenly became a little more uneasy. Everyone knows who Shajir is. If he joins, everyone knows what that means. When they think that they are going to be enemies of this level of existence, their scalps go numb. Against this level of people, they feel that their chances of winning are almost zero. So far, I have never seen anyone who has the upper hand in the battle with Shajir. Don't be complacent. What if Big Brother Shajir joins? I just need to blow you away. The rest will be discussed later. But among them, only the Straw Hat Luffy, never panic. In the face of Jack's fear now, Shajir is here. Do you think you have any chance of winning? Surrender early and admit defeat. In this way, maybe your partners can still have a way to live. He refuted it as always. Then, he entered a more powerful form and even suppressed Jack. As expected, the Straw Hat Luffy is reckless enough. With such a personality, it's a shame that he can come here today. Doflamingo disdains Luffy's words. A reckless and indifferent person like Luffy is the existence he despises the most. One general is incompetent, and the 3 armies are exhausted. I'm talking about people like Luffy. Hearing this, Shajir said in his heart, it's a pity that he has great luck. And after Luffy expressed his opinion, others were also encouraged by coincidence, and their morale even improved. As expected of a man who wants to become One Piece, King of Pirates, there is really a bit of a doorway in it. Admiral Fujitora presided over the operation of encircling and suppressing other pirates. After hearing this, he couldn't help showing a smile of admiration. Then, the second leader of the Revolutionary Army, Sabo of the Dragon, why did you appear here? This is the second time Fujitora has played against Sabo. The two are not familiar with each other, but they are not strangers to each other. I have my reasons for coming, but I can't let you besiege Luffy and the others like this. Please stay here until Luffy wins. Sabola pulled his hat and said confidently. As expected of a family of brothers, they all behave in the same style. However, why not? There are still evil people on this island waiting for me to punish. The old man must not stop here. In this old man's ears, Dressrosa is crying. This old man has to stop the crying. Hearing Fujitora's words, Sabo smiled. I think my comrades have already done this. Mr. Admiral can rest assured. I think on the issue of Dressrosa liberation, you and I should still be in the same position. Hearing Sabo's words, Fujitora laughed, but even so, it's still not good. First a Marine after all, and you are a revolutionary army, but your position is still different. After speaking, he drew his sword and launched an attack. However, judging from the fact that he didn't even use his abilities, it seemed that he was just going to pretend. Knowing this, Sabo suddenly had a bottom line. Back to Luffy again. How can it be repaired, you bastard? Jack was defeated, and he was so unwilling to lose. Of course he will not be reconciled. Who is he? He is one of the 3 disasters of the 100 Beasts pirates, one of the big Kanbans, and one of the heroes who has been famous for a long time in the New World. Now, he has just been defeated in the hands of a newcomer like Luffy. How can he be reconciled? He was Drought Jack, famous, but he was defeated by a supernova like Straw Hat Luffy. It would be shameful to say this. But the fact made him unable to resist. He lost to the rookie Luffy. It's amazing, he can beat Jack. I take back what I said earlier, I did underestimate the Straw Hat Boy. When Doflamingo saw this scene, the original cynical and rebellious expression on his face suddenly disappeared and became solemn. Then, he broke through the air and rushed straight to Luffy. Such a good opportunity is not grasped. When Luffy recovers, Jack's end will be his end. He may be even more miserable than Jack. He didn't think he was stronger than Jack. Take advantage of people's danger. Huh, he does have Doflamingo's style of doing things. Let me see if there will be a miracle. Shajur-Ching looked at Trafalco, who was standing in front of Doflamingo, and showed an expectant smile. Drought Jack has been bound by Jinbei's chains. I don't know where he got the seastone chain from. Jack is really out of temper when he's tied. Luo, do you think you can stop me? With your strength, you're just dying in front of me. Doflamingo completely fought Luo with crushing strength, completely forcing Luo into a disadvantage. Chapter 869. Doflamingo regrets it. Yes, Doflamingo, do you really think you have any chance of winning? Listen to the voices around you. It's all the screams of your Don Quixote family. Your defeat has already appeared. In the end, you were only defeated, your reputation was discredited, and in the end, you were imprisoned in Impel Down. Do you think you are the Shajur-Ching with blood pupils? So many pirates are rampant in Dressrosa. Shajur-Ching has the ability to control the situation at any time. Do you have it? I think you don't have it, otherwise, the situation will not stop at what it is now. Doflamingo, have a good taste of the anger that has been hiding in Dressrosa for decades. Although Trafal's Luo was at a disadvantage, the offensive on the lips was not forgiving at all. The blue veins on Doflamingo's head are really bursting out, killing intent. Then let me see if it will really happen as you said, Luo. Doflamingo's voice suddenly icy several tunes. The attack in his hand also became stronger and stronger, and Luo was not lightly injured. Don't forget the old man, Fish Man Karate. At this time, just when Luo was about to lose his hold, Jinbei joined in. Very. Ping. Doflamingo naturally knows Jinbei's strength. Once he joins in, he has no advantage. Was immediately forced out. As a member of the Straw Hats, the old man is naturally a member of this war. Facing Doflamingo, who suddenly had blue veins on his forehead, Jinbei said indifferently. Doflamingo, it looks like you're going to be in trouble now. Looking at the changes in the battle situation, Shajur-Ching felt that things had returned to their original state in an instant. In addition to Zoro, who split Pika with the sword in the original book, now it has been replaced by Kira. The rest doesn't seem to have changed at all. The enemies that should be confronted are still facing each other. Cyrus, after all, liberated himself, returned to his original form, and defeated Diamante, who tried to hurt her daughter Rebecca. The other pirate alliances are also colliding with other family leaders of Don Quixote. Maybe the extra accident was just him as a spectator. Shajur Reading is really fun to watch. This battle in Dressrosa was brilliant and dizzying. Just got what she wanted. However, Shajur-Ching came here, not entirely because of the industry in Dressrosa. Not exactly to watch Straw Hat Luffy grow. There is another reason, because the person he sent out to find the historical text has news back. They have found the fourth piece of road sign history. And, it will pass by Dressrosa. And in order to ensure their safety, and in order not to make extra troubles, Shajur-Ching is here. He wants to personally confirm the authenticity of the historical text and escort it in person. Laugh Tail, wait for me, I'll be right there. Shajur-Ching looked at the distant sea and smiled. He already knew the location of Mercury Island. With his intelligence ability, as long as he thinks about this kind of thing, he will know. And after gathering the 4 historical texts of road signs, Laugh Tail is at hand. Therefore, even Shajur-Ching was a little excited. Laugh Tail, where only one piece, King of Pirates Roger can reach alone. Now, his Shajur-Ching will also set foot. Doflamingo is starting to regret it. Sorry for being so big. Being entangled by Jinbei alone, he couldn't get away. Seeing Straw Hat Luffy recovering slowly, he has nothing to do. If there was a regret medicine, he would really rush to Luffy when Shajur-Ching said those words to him earlier. Besiege Luffy with Jack and finish him off. In this way, you don't have to face this kind of thing now. Unfortunately, there is no regret medicine. Fourth Gear Elastic Man. Luffy rested for 10 minutes, then, entering Gear 4 again, rushed towards Doflamingo. Doflamingo can't help but feel a little scalp tingling. One jinbei is enough for him to drink a pot. Now add a straw hat Luffy. He felt like he was done. This feeling of pressure all over his body, he hadn't encountered it for a long time. 16 holy murder bullets, God's execution. He broke out a trick and wanted to force Luffy and Jinbei away. But this is his stranger. Ape King Gun. A single shot of the King of the Monkey Spear smashed 16 sacred bullets and killed the gods, and the one who had the upper hand defeated it. The moment the fist came to him, he felt that his brain was about to be punched out. This heavy blow, like the heavenly power thunderbolt, smashed all his combat power and was irresistible. It also shattered all his arrogance and conspiracy. Bang! Doflamingo smashed into the ground like a sandbag, overturning the ground several hundred meters nearby. The entire Dressrosa trembled violently, and the waves rolled. At this moment, the entire Dressrosa stopped all at once, and then looked in the direction of Luffy and the others. Later, Luo took the opportunity to spread the news of Doflamingo's defeat. Immediately, it caused an explosive effect to the entire battle. The army of the Don Quixote family was suddenly unstable, and the people of the Pirate Alliance were morally boosted and more confident. After all, Doflamingo, the culprit, has failed, so what threats do other people have? It's nothing but a lost dog. The battle situation, by the way, turned over. As expected of Luffy, it's really powerful. Since that's the case, then we have to speed up. Everywhere else, the rest of the Straw Hat Pirates thought so in their hearts. But victory is indeed at hand, and they have enough motivation. Sabo here. Hee, as expected of the Straw Hat Boy, he is really good, even a character like Heavenly Yaksha still lost to him in the end. It is indeed a man who is good at creating miracles, very good. Fujitora fought with Sabo one after another, and from time to time he swung out a series of gravity sword waves, which made Sabo a little struggling. He is not like in the original book, he eats the burning fruit, and he can use elementalization to ignore gravity. The ability of gravity is simply the nemesis of fighting techniques. It seems that it won't be long before the old man will be able to complete the task. Fujitora doesn't have much fighting spirit. Not only Marine can see this, but the rest of the Revolutionary Army can also see it. This uncle, it's really strange. They thought in their hearts. And the Marines are messed up in the wind. Chapter 870. The fourth stone tablet is here. What is there Mr. Admiral doing? Why don't you solve Sabo for a long time, and then go to encircle and suppress the pirates? This is not scientific. Shajirching is here. Is it finally here? Just when Shajirching was impatient and wanted to fight Luffy, the phone bug in his arms finally rang. This is a silver-white phone bug, specially used to contact those pirates who are looking for the historical text of road signs. Lord Shajirching, fortunately not humiliated. Hearing the words, fortunately not humiliated, Shajirching finally felt at ease. Then, he took Shajirching to a certain port in Dressrosa, on the island where the little people lived. There, he saw the exclusive ship belonging to his summer chamber of commerce. There is a Sea King's Breath device installed on it, and the nearby ferocious fighting fish do not dare to approach. Lord Shajirching, the mission is complete. Seeing the arrival of Shajirching, the heat on the ship was very excited. Shajirching smiled and greeted them one by one, making them feel that the hardships they suffered these days were worth it. Thank you for your hard work. As a qualified leader, the ability to buy people's hearts must be guaranteed at any time. It's not hard. With the words of Lord Shajirching, I think everything is worth it. Yes, it's worth it. Recognition is a very important thing. Then, Shajirching came to the cabin and saw the historical text of the road sign that was covered with moss and had some marks of sharpening on it, and said, the fourth historical text of the road sign, I finally meet you. Fortunately, there is an approximate range provided by the President, otherwise, we may not really find this thing. Yeah, who would have thought that this precious treasure that everyone is flocking to on the sea is a useless whetstone and stepping board on that island? It's a loss that we got there in time, otherwise, it will become a brick of a pyramid on that island. This shows that it still has fate with us. Listening to these people, Shajur-Ching has a general understanding of the process of their journey. Warriors, let's go home. With Shajur-Ching's words, a new era is about to begin. 2 days later. What? Straw Hat Luffy defeated Droughtjack, Doflamingo in a row, and successfully liberated Dressrosa. Marine Admiral Fujitora led Marine even failed to stop Straw Hat Luffy. Also, led all Marine to kneel to King Liku. Shajur-Ching with Blood Pupil got the 4th road sign historical text and has gone to Laugh Tale to become the second One Piece King of Pirates. The news that came one after another shocked everyone on the sea. Straw Hat Luffy is a supernova. Someone sighed. I seem to see Martial Marine jumping like thunder. Someone joked. However, is Shajur-Ching really going to become One Piece King of Pirates? Is this news true? The first 2 news were directly stated in the newspaper in a positive tone. But the last news is a big question mark. Maybe, we shouldn't be surprised what that person does. Some people are relieved, it has nothing to do with him anyway. It should be just fake news, how can it be so fast? Some people don't believe it. But all this is not the point is what Marine thinks. Marine Headquarters. Bastard Isho, Bastard Shajur-Ching. Akainu simply wants to kill. Forget about Shajur-Ching's, after all, it's just an unconfirmed piece of news. However, the fact that Fujitora Isho knelt down really made him intolerable. What a joke. Fujitora Isho is Marine Admiral, representing Marine's face. Now he is publicly kneeling and apologizing in front of the world. Marine lost his face. Is he going to make the whole sea think that Marine Admiral is a serval kneeling with weak knees? Of Marine Admiral, where is the reputation? You bastard, don't come back if you don't give me a perfect solution. After the phone bug roared at Fujitora, Akainu hung up the phone. Fu. The sound of his breathing was incomparably heavy and rapid, which was really irritating. The atmosphere in the entire conference room was really depressing and terrifying. Then he arranged for the crew to escort Doflamingo to Dressrosa. This guy's status is extraordinary, don't slack off. Maybe Kaido of the Beasts will get a kick out of it. Gotta send a few heavyweights there. But compared to Akainu's anger and depression, Luffy is full of laughter here. Ha, the bounty has gone up again. Luffy took the reward order that he just released, and the 200-pound fat men were happy. I saw that his bounty had reached 663 million Bailey. Not far from him, Ji Liang also has a bounty in his hand, and his bounty is 312 million Bailey. For the rest of the people, the bounty has also increased more or less. However, the biggest improvement is of course Usopp, who suddenly reached 200 million. Who let him destroy Doflamingo's hard work over the years, the damage caused is very big. Moreover, while his blow defeated Sugar, it also changed the entire Dressrosa battle situation, which had a great impact. 200 million bounty, very normal. However, the most conspicuous is Jinbei's bounty. Before this, no one knew how much Jinbei bounty was. But now, he has a bounty of 555 million Bailey. Become the second highest bounty member of the Straw Hat Pirates. No two in the limelight. Not only that, Luffy has also gained a lot of younger brothers. The Straw Hat Grand Fleet is officially established. Luffy also has the power of the top Shichibukai in an instant. There is still one last crucial step away from becoming the Emperor of the Sea. Down with the Sea Emperor. Dressrosa, the biggest beneficiary was the Straw Hat Pirates. It was also after this battle that the various forces on the sea also realized that a force that could attack the Emperor of the Sea was born. The name of the Straw Hat Luffy has spread all over the world. Are you already a pirate with a bounty of 600 million? Isn't that you, Luffy? Somewhere, the red-haired Shanks looked at the reward order handed over by Hawkeye and smiled happily. Moby Dick. Cool, is this kid finally emerging? It's just a pity, with Shajir-Ching on top, he wants to become One Piece, king of pirates, and the road will be even more difficult. Whitebeard also smiled happily. Since Shajir-Ching performed the operation on him, he looks younger and younger. This is what everyone on the boat knows. Chapter 871 Head to Laugh Tale. Whitebeard's body became majestic, and he became energetic. And Vivi's blonde hair turned yellow. All of them explain one thing. Whitebeard is rejuvenating. Marco was even more surprised to find that the organs in Whitebeard's body also exploded for the second spring, and became energetic again. An island in the New World. Not bad, Luffy, but I won't give up. One Piece king of pirates, it's mine. Fire Fist Ace sat on the shore, looking at the reward in his hand, grinning Isho. The first half of the Great Route, even East Blue. There are different people who have successively received the news that the bounty of the Straw Hat Pirates has soared again. Everyone is happy. Let's go, everyone. And on the windless sea, a treasure ship, with a big summer flag, set sail. On the ship, Shajir-Ching, Anna, Enel and others are all here. Bentham couldn't help his inner excitement. Can the slave family also reach Laugh Tale? God, I'm so happy, so excited. Enel, is this day finally here? Exciting to look forward to. Anna, after so many years of planning, it has finally come true. It feels good. Shajir-Ching. Looking at the man who was standing on the bow of the boat, looking at him, Anna's eyes were full of confusion. When I get back from there, I'll be almost ready to challenge Hawkeye. They've been sharpening my knives for many years, and it's time to see how big the gap is. Zoro's eyes are hot, as if he can see through the ocean, as if eagle eyes are in front of him. The rest of the people didn't react so much, but they couldn't hide their excitement. Hancock looked at Shajir-Ching with admiration and fell into an infinitely beautiful fantasy. Sea Circle Calendar in the autumn of 1522, near the Nine-Snake Island, the Summer Chamber of Commerce headquarters team took the summer number and set off. This ship is 66 meters high, 287 meters long, 88 meters wide, and has a draft of 15 meters. Just like this, we set off on this sunny day and the breeze is not dry. This is a ship built with the precious wood Adam and Eve. Moreover, the armor is plated with superalloy material, which has unparalleled defense power in the world, and the appearance of the ship is quite concise and beautiful. Its appearance caused a huge sensation in the sea at once. After all, his size is so large that few ships in the entire world can compare with it. Moreover, the ship wrapped in all-alloy armor is really unprecedented in the history of pirate ships. This style, only Marine will have it. But this is an out-and-out pirate ship. That coercive roar, that terrifying size, even the pirates of the New World, who are used to seeing wind and rain, can't help but be shocked. The most important thing is that the flag hanging on the boat belongs to the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Many people guess the owner of this ship at once. Shajir-Ching. Definitely Shajir-Ching. Many are absolutely sure. Apart from him, no one could have a luxurious battleship of this size. There are many pirates who can build a ship of this size. But only Shajir-Ching has the financial resources and fighting technique to turn a ship into a battleship and be fully armed like this. That integrated technology is not something that others can have. Then where is he planning to go? So grand. After being surprised, it was time to guess Shajir-Ching's purpose. It's impossible to go out on a leisurely trip, but it's definitely impossible to use this kind of warship for travel. Moreover, the staff of the Summer Chamber of Commerce are all there. This scale makes me feel that they are going to do a very important thing. Someone thought like this. Then, another person immediately guessed, is he going to Laugh Tale? Isn't there news that he has obtained 4 pieces of road sign history text? As soon as this guess came out, it immediately got strong approval from everyone. Then, the world boils over. My god, Shajirching is actually going to Laugh Tale. Hey, this news came too suddenly. Hurry up, keep up, this is a good opportunity to witness history, maybe you can follow to Laugh Tale. Different people have different thoughts and ideas. But after reacting, few fleets are willing to miss such a good opportunity. So, behind the summer number, a group of people followed. For these people, Shajirching has no plans to expel them, because they will soon understand that this is impossible. Without traveling 800 miles, the extremely harsh climate appeared. Boom. Roar. Woo tilde. The terrifying gust of wind, the explosion of thunder and lightning, and the clamorous tidal waves all have the power to destroy everything, sweeping over a radius of more than 10 kilometers. In this climate, there is no way out without enough experienced navigators. And Shajirching just had all of this. The left rudder is full, the big sail is deflected to the left, the wind is 10th, and the condition is good. It is ready to go. Perhaps only a top navigator like Nami would dare to say such a thing. Not good. Quick, turn. Rewind. The rest of the pirate groups don't have this ability. Either run away in embarrassment, or the ship is destroyed. Of course, those who dare to follow are not all hotheads. There are also quite a few people who have real strength. They either followed the wind and waves, or dived into the sea directly because of the special nature of the pirate ship. After the first storm, there were only 3 or 4 pirates who could keep up with them. This is the harsh climate of the New World. And next, there are more things that will test these pirates. A more severe climate, powerful sea kings, whether there is enough fresh water, food, and fuel. And when the state is intense at sea. Marine headquarters. What? Shajirching has just found the historical text of the 4th road sign, and has already gone to Laugh Tale. Akainu was shocked. He was still struggling with how to deal with Shajirching. As a result, Shajirching had already gone to Laugh Tale. To do something big. To surround and suppress him while his strength is empty now. Such an idea suddenly popped into Akainu's heart, and it was completely irresistible. This idea is so tempting. If you want to destroy Shajirching, now is undoubtedly the best chance. When the staff of the headquarters leaves, it is the time when the interior is empty and people's hearts are floating. At this time, the resistance to the invasion will definitely be much less. If you miss this good opportunity, wait for Shajirching to successfully arrive at Laugh Tale and come back. Then everything is over. At that time, Shajirching, who became One Piece, King of Pirates, would have unprecedented fame, and it would be impossible to move him again. There is no possibility at all. Chapter 872. This time, it's your death. At that time, the sea might really enter the era of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. But when he really wanted to make the decision to attack, Akainu hesitated. In case. What if you can't win? This is the first time in Akainu's life that he hesitated. Don't look at his mouth every day saying that he wants to destroy Shajirching and destroy them, these sea emperors. But when it's time to practice, when I think of Shajirching's terrifying strength, he couldn't help but be terrified. This force that has been established for only 10 years has already become a behemoth. Even if it is only the corner of iceberg that is shown, it is powerful enough to make the scalp tingle. If you do something to him, all aspects of the whole world will be shaken. There may also be irreversible negative effects, and even Akainu cannot afford such a responsibility. Also, he had no idea what the Gorosei, 5 elders thought. In case these stubborn guys refuse, even if he insists, he will not be able to prepare much troops, nor will he be able to destroy the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Instead, he will startle the snake and embarrass Marine. Purr. But just as Akainu was weighing, the world government line phone bug in front of him rang. Akainu, we have decided to launch the plan to destroy the Emperor. you Marine must transfer all the troops to cooperate, make no mistake. Summer Chamber of Commerce is our goal, understand? The cold voice of Gorose, 5 elders came from the phone worm, firm and sure, making people shiver. But this news is really great news for Akainu. Got it, he replied with a sharp face. Then, without any hesitation, the order was issued, the whole army should gather and send troops to 9 Snake Island. Maria Joy. Since there is no way to live in peace, then there is only war. Starting with great fanfare will definitely be the biggest mistake of your life. You will pay the price for your arrogance, Sha Zhiqing. The sea, after all, belongs to our world government. The biggest voice of the sea must belong to our world government. All out, the target is the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Laugh tail, this is the last bottom line of the world government. There is a truth they want to hide, a truth that can make the world turbulent. Anyone who goes there will become an existence that the world government will do their best to destroy. They can only rest assured that the truth out there will not be spread. Sha Zhiqing's trip has already touched their inverse scales. So, they must die. Therefore, this time, they brought that killer with them. It was an existence with the power to destroy the world, even Whitebeard couldn't resist it. New World, Ghost Island. Is this day finally here? Humph, Sha Zhiqing, your end has come. Every time I mention you, the wound in my chest starts to ache, and it should be over. Kaido of the Beasts took a sip of wine, and then smashed the bottle, his eyes were even more fierce. I saw a deep scar on his waist, and it was almost as if he was going to be cut in the waist, hideous and scary. This scar comes from Sha Zhiqing's original sword. New World, Cake Island. Well, is it finally time? I've waited long enough. Big Umum put down the phone bug in his hand and ended the call with the world government. Her eyes were full of excitement and greed. Summer Chamber of Commerce, what a big piece of fat. In the entire sea, there is no one who does not covet the resources of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Such a big family business, if you can take a bite, then it will really be released. After planning for so long and saving for so long, it is indeed time to act. Otherwise, this sea is about to forget our existence. Big Umum said this, with a chilling gleam in his eyes. Another place. Baldic, Revolutionary Army Headquarters. Did Sha Zhiqing set off like this? Is it a little too impatient? This is not a great opportunity. Going to sea at this time will only cause the pursuit and suppression of major forces. This is their best chance. Sha Zhiqing, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Dragon stood on the rooftop, thinking like this. He felt that Sha Zhiqing was really too reckless. If it were him, he would never go out to sea at such a time. Instead, it will only go to sea after planning and arranging all the interests. However, your behavior has never been able to be viewed with common sense. Maybe your approach is reckless in my opinion, but it is your careful strategy. Dragon felt that Sha Zhiqing was too reckless, this was just his opinion. It does not mean that Sha Zhiqing is also like this. Different people have different ways of doing things. HMPH, these guys really can't stand it anymore. Come on, don't think you can take advantage of the emptiness of our Summer Chamber of Commerce. Come on, Marine, and show you what we really are. Gia, the background of our Summer Chamber of Commerce is even stronger than you think. On the 9 Snake Island, there is a team of fully armed forces. Flags and flags fluttered on the sea, and ships were in groups, cutting off the ocean. Robots, warriors in battle suits, legions of artificial devil fruits, and other mighty pirates. Divided into 4 formations, arranged in an orderly manner. Among these people, Mamoruo and Charik stood at the very forefront. Judging by their position, they should be at the level of captain. Little ones, don't be afraid. Mamoruo looked at the sea and said with an unusually excited expression. Gia, Captain, how could you be afraid? we are the people of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. That is, only others have always been afraid of us, and there is no reason why we should be afraid of others. Our strength is not afraid of anyone. A group of people is quite fearless, with only pride on their faces, excitement about the upcoming war. Look, the team of the flying pirates in the sky is here too. Look, Daddy Whitebeard's team is here too. And the troops of the Revolutionary Army, as well as the supplies and weapons sent by the major kingdoms. There's no way we're going to lose. A group of people pointed at the changes around Nine Snake Island and said enthusiastically. And in a certain team. Captain, aren't you afraid at all? Bildy's crew looked at Bildy, who was indifferent in his pockets, watching him swing his hammer, and asked in a panic. Chapter 873 War is coming. What's there to be afraid of? Where we are now is the center of the times, even bigger than the war 2 years ago. The vortex of the times has wrapped us in it. One step back is death. If that's the case, then why not kill it? If you are afraid, just hide behind me when the war starts. Beardy said proudly. Ha ha ha, you're right, if you're afraid, just hide behind, where there are battle robots that will protect you. When the other pirates heard this, they all laughed. A big compliment to Billy. Even if I die here, it will be praised by the younger generation of the sea for a long time, and it is worth it. Bildy showed a crazy color, which made the people around him look at him in a different way. Not bad, you are very good to our taste, ha ha ha, there are no weak people in our Summer Chamber of Commerce. And behind them are all the female warriors of Nine Snake Island. And in some unnoticed place, stood a special group of people. I didn't think we could meet Marine one day. It's heartwarming. Come on, I can't wait, Marine Cubs. This is from a team of special powerful troops whose mind was controlled by Shajir-Ching. The former Blackbeard gang, headed by Shiryu of the Rain, now exist under the code name, Destruction. This is a team that cannot be underestimated. Cool, this kid, he really has plenty of soldiers and food, and he will gather stars. On the sea not far away, Whitebeard's iconic laughter came. The mighty power of this sound directly shook the air and made the sea boil. Gia ha ha, Newgate, you still haven't changed at all. In the sky, a middle-aged man with long yellow hair descended. With the shape of the rudder inlaid on the special head, you don't have to think to know who it is. Golden Lion Shiki. Shiki, you're not the same. It's rare, I didn't expect we would have the chance to fight side by side again. Whitebeard's big ship approached, looking at the Golden Lion who fell on his ship, dressed in finery, said. Gia haha, for all this, I have to thank that kid Shajir-Ching. I didn't expect my Golden Lion to have a chance to turn the tables. The world government is no longer the threat it once was. Golden Lion sat down and said with extremely sharp eyes. However, this guy really dares to mess around. With such a big fanfare, aren't we afraid that we will lose? Golden Lion suddenly joked, and Whitebeard couldn't help laughing. I am Whitebeard, failure is impossible. The entire sea danced for it, and in the majestic waves, the two approached the team of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. I don't know where that kid is now, he's going at full speed, and he should have gone halfway now. Whitebeard put down the bottle and said. Why, are you worried? When Golden Lion saw this, he couldn't help joking. That place is not so close to the area, the ultimate natural disaster is there, even if it is him, it can't help but make people worry about it. Roger did a lot of hard work to get there. For Whitebeard's words, Golden Lion agreed, and then he said, however, don't underestimate him, his strength is more terrifying than we imagined. 2 admirals were hit hard in the battle on the top, and Kaido was almost beheaded with one blow from the Sea of Onishima. Even if it's Roger, you and I can't do it. But he did it easily. With this kind of strength, those extreme natural disasters are not necessarily more terrifying than him. I didn't see anything that could suffocate him. Golden Lion is very confident in Shajir-Ching. That's right, cool, it's up to him over there. Nine Snake Island is up to us here. Marine, world government, come on and show you our strength. Whitebeard laughed again, and without any extra worries, he drank and fought with Golden Lion. Where did they come to fight in this state? It's obviously a trip. Shajirching is here. As expected of a new world, the weather is terrifying. However, I like it. If there is no challenge, can that still be called the final island? Standing in the thunderstorm, Yi Yun was not at all worried about lightning hitting him. The gust of wind in the sky blew a huge wave of 100 meters, but it couldn't shake his figure. The wind and waves are big, and the summer number is bumpy. But Shajirching remained motionless as if he was rooted on a boat. He is naturally majestic, and Renner is east and west. Behind him, Enel is also beating the thunder drum behind him indifferently. Thunderstorm weather is his favorite weather for Thor. Thunderbolt is his kind and his strength. Of course it is impossible to fear the power of lightning. If you don't come to the sea, I really don't know that there are such interesting places in the sea. What an unforgettable journey. Enel's eyes are full of desire to find out. The truth of the sea is about to be revealed in front of us. There is indeed enough to look forward to. The world government, what are you trying to hide, so that anyone who touches this thing will be so afraid? Shajirching's heart is also full of desire to find out, and excitement. Years of wish fulfillment, how can people not be excited? Enel glanced at the back of the battleship and said, however, those people in the back are really a little stubborn, and they were able to chase here. Shajirching, isn't that of course? The road ahead is One Piece, this is the dream land of all pirates. Can they not get excited? If I were them, I would too. Enel curled his lips and said, it seems to make some sense, but they won't be following for long. The road ahead will be even more difficult. We will soon leave them behind. Shajirching turned around, then let's wait and see. In the cabin, Shajirching was holding a can of fruit pudding and enjoying it. In summer, Sha Chen walked around on the ground, climbed up and down, as if it was an amusement park. The rest of the people are either drinking coffee elegantly and dignifiedly, or in a daze, or maintaining knives. It's just that no one showed a little panic, solemn. The waters near Nine Snake Island. This lineup is really scary. I'm afraid it will be difficult to get 3 points in the top battle. Kuzan looked at all this and said with a headache. For the first time, he has shown a solemn expression before the battle. Chapter 874. The remnants of the era are fighting again. Is it right after all? Summer Chamber of Commerce. Fujitora sat on the floating cushion, holding a bowl of ramen, and enjoyed the deliciousness. Kazaru was playing with his nails, Ryokugyu was lying on the specially made grass deck, basking in the sun, and humming a song comfortably. There is only Akainu, very serious. Behind them, Garp and Sengoku were chatting, spanking, eating senbei, and Suru Vice Admiral shook his head helplessly. Beside them, Momoshige, Chaton Tokikake, Batongmaru and others sat up, each doing their own thing. On the warships behind, the Vice Admiral stands majestically, without anger. Almost all of the Marine elites have been summoned, and the number is only a lot more than the top battle. On the warship behind, there are pacifists, and a new combat robot, SSG. Shichibukai also only came to Mahawk, the Eagle Eye, Buggy the Clown, and the Bear who has no self-consciousness. Wable dared not come, because Miss Ba Jin dare not mix in. Said to be Shichibukai, but in fact there are only 5 Shichibukai. Hawkeye Mahawk, Tyrant Bear, Clown Buggy, Wable, Trafalco. But the last 2, one dare not come, one won't come. Moreover, it is foreseeable that after the real war, only the unconscious Tyrant Bear will exert all his strength. Hawkeye Mahawk is a casual person and has a good relationship with Shajirching, so it is unlikely that he will do his best. As for the Clown Buggy, apart from being funny, the real increase in actual combat is not that big. Behind Marine, ships from the world government. Most of the power of the world government is gathered on it. Among the world governments, there are not many truly powerful people. After all, the main armed forces of the world government are in Marine. But the world government still has its own dedicated elite team. Named CPX, above CP0, can monitor Gorose, 5 elders. Without IM's order, it is impossible to dispatch. There are 3 members in total, and they are all beings capable of fighting Admiral. At this moment, they are leading the CP0 members, as well as a group of fighters from the world government here. Behind the world government, the 100 Beast Pirates and the Bigumum Pirates also showed some traces. With its own strength alone, the world government certainly does not have the confidence to challenge the Summer Chamber of Commerce, Whitebeard Pirates, Flying Sky Pirates Alliance. Without the addition of the other 2 emperors, they would not have been able to win. Knowing these 2 guys would come, cool, after all, this is the best chance. Looking at Kaido, Bigumum, Whitebeard smiled, and there was a look of nostalgia in his eyes. The last time we got together like this was decades ago. At that time, the name of the sea was still called Rocks. Roger is also just a rookie. And now, they, the Rocks Pirates, are together again. But this time, it is from the position of the enemy, not the companion. Well, it's really an amazing meeting. Bigumum stepped on Thundercloud Zeus, as majestic as the Queen of Gods, looking at Whitebeard, Golden Lion. And Kaido, incarnated in the shape of a dragon, looked out at Nine Snake Island, his eyes filled with hatred. And when they were near here, all of a sudden they were surrounded by reporters from all over the world. This is an unprecedented war. If this is missed, it will be a lifetime regret. All details must be completely recorded and spread to the entire sea. Don't lose, Summer Chamber of Commerce. Our future depends on you. Marine, come on, defeat these evil pirates, and bring peace to the sea. There are those who support Marine, and there are those who support the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Those who support Marine are naturally mostly civilians from the allied countries. Of course, those who support the Summer Chamber of Commerce are the people of the major non-joining countries. Is there going to be another battle? It's still a battle of 5 emperors on the sea, and the world government, Marine is all involved. This kind of battle, I'm afraid it will subvert the sea. Someone said with such a headache, and then went to work as if resigning themselves to fate. This is a war that covers the whole world, no one can stay out of it, and there will be no peace if you flee to the ends of the earth. This is bound to be a war that has surpassed the Battle of the Top and the Battle of the Valley of the Gods before the war. The scale, the number of people, the situation, and the impact are all unprecedented. This is an unrepeatable miracle. And the person who caused all this was Shajir, a legend who is in the middle of the vortex of this shocking battle, but doesn't care. Gia haha, there are a lot of new faces, I hope it will be enough to be cut by then. Golden Lion Shiki looked at the Marines and laughed quite ferociously. There are not many people from the past, but Garp and Sengoku are as strong as ever, and they are still as strong as ever. Whitebeard put down the bottle and looked at the 2 of Garp Sengoku who were chatting and spanking, and also showed hot eyes. It's time to finish. Whitebeard, give up your resistance, or today will be your end. Akainu on Marine's side was the first to speak. Cool, Akainu, you are no longer a child, but you are still so childish. Whitebeard raised his head and smiled, we're all here, do you think we'll be shaken? If you want to fight, stop talking nonsense. Whitebeard's remarks that he didn't intend to be long-winded at all aroused the high approval of the pirates on their side. Gia, yes, stop talking nonsense, fight if you want. Isn't it just fighting? We are not afraid of you. Hearing the roaring words of the pirates, Akainu's face turned black. Ha ha ha, I haven't seen you for 2 years, Whitebeard, you've grown a lot in your mouth, and it's quite the same as back then. At this time, Sengoku came over with a pack of senbei, smiling. Sengoku, since you retired, why don't you stay in the back and run to the front? Why bother? Your existence makes me quite uneasy. Seeing Sengoku appear, Whitebeard's face couldn't help but appear solemn. The old guys of your era are still holding on. I don't dare to relax, so I am here. Sengoku said, quite relaxed. Then don't talk nonsense. Come on, let's talk by means. Hearing this, Whitebeard stopped talking nonsense, stood up, and clasped his fists under his waist. A huge aura of destruction erupted from him. Chapter 875, not to be underestimated. Is this the power of Whitebeard? It's terrifying. Yuanding Yuaji, don't be moved. Sure enough, when you really face this guy, you will understand how powerful he is. Just feeling the breath is already despairing. The man who has the power to destroy the world really deserves his reputation. Feeling the terrifying power of this sudden arrival, as well as the scene of the sudden waves and turbulent waves on the surrounding sea, the Marines were immediately stunned. Empty. The sound of air being smashed cracked. Then, the 100-meter giant wave, which was even more terrifying than the previous battle, rose into the air again. It completely enveloped all the teams on the Marine side. Hey, why is this guy getting more and more terrifying? He didn't have such terrifying power when he was fighting. Is he really 74 years old? How does his body support it to burst out with such terrifying power? Seeing this scene, Kuzan was a little uneasy. Whitebeard is actually more powerful and terrifying than when he was fighting on top. Moreover, looking at him like that, it is not difficult at all. Ice Age. I thought so, but Kuzan did not hesitate, activated his ability, and froze the monstrous waves. Then, he exerted his strength again to freeze the surrounding sea. On the home field advantage of the sea, it is still Kuzan who is good at it. Up! Let these marine bastards know how good we are. When the pirates saw this scene, they rushed out immediately. Little ones, let's go too. Whitebeard waved his knife, and all the captains under his command rushed out immediately. Then let's go too. Golden Lion Shiki also gave orders to his men. Destroy the evil, come on. Seeing this, Akainu immediately gave an order with a gloomy expression. Immediately, a group of Marines rushed out. Bang! Bang! In an instant, the entire sea turned into a noisy scene of gold and iron booming. There is blood everywhere with sparks flying, extremely intense. Another piece of sea, Shajirching. At this time, Daddy, they should have a fight with Marine. Shajirching held the video phone bug in his hand, his face full of anticipation. If you start, you should be able to receive the signal with the phone bug. Enel said with his hands on his head. Come on. Shajirching said suddenly. I saw the phone bug that was sluggish with eyes closed, suddenly woke up, suddenly regained vitality, and was in good spirits. The picture was also connected, and the scene of Nine Snake Island appeared in front of Shajirching. Damn pirates, eat my stick. A Marine middle school college swept towards Beardy with a grim face and a very confident look. Hammer sparks. Facing the swept iron bar, Beardy swung the heavy hammer and collided with the middle school college. Give me. Before the middle school words were finished, his face changed suddenly. The iron rod in his hand slumped directly, and was slammed into his chest by Beardy's hammer, and he vomited blood and flew out. Then, Beardy swooped in and slammed it out, hitting 4 or 5 middle schools, colleges in a row, without any rivals. How is it possible that an ordinary member of the Summer Chamber of Commerce has such a powerful strength? When the sailors saw this scene, they couldn't help being horrified, and some said with numb scalps. The navy below the colonel has retreated. That's a pirate with a bounty of over 100 million. Hammer Billy, don't treat him as an ordinary pirate. The opponent is the most vicious pirate group in the world. Any carelessness will lead to death. When a vice admiral saw this, he rushed over and slashed down, knocking Billy back out. Vice Admiral, exactly what I want. Crazy Hammer, mad demon god. Billy grinned, and rushed over, fearless. Don't underestimate people, hammer Beardy. Seeing this, the Vice Admiral shouted, wrapped armament hockey on the knife, and slashed again. The power is heavy, the power bursts, and the air retreats. Boom. The sound of bursting gold and iron makes the scalp tingle. I saw Beardy, like a demon, constantly swinging the hammer and colliding with the Vice Admiral, sparks flying wildly. But this Vice Admiral didn't move, no matter how crazy Beardy was, without any effort, and then, with a stare, fuck me. Bang. As if it had exploded suddenly, Beardy stormed out. Make it up to me, evil one. Vice Admiral deceived himself, and the big knife fell again, to split Beardy in half. Hey, I can't let you get away with it. Go back, Lord Vice Admiral. At this time, just when Beardy was horrified, Mamoru suddenly appeared in front of him with a shaved, and a Renkyaku Tempest kick chopped out. Bang! The ear-piercing roar erupted along with the huge wind and waves, causing the surrounding Marines to resist and go away. Boom! Mamoru and this Vice Admiral collided continuously, and this Vice Admiral was forced to retreat again and again, and it felt like he was not an opponent. How could it be so strong? Even Lord Vice Admiral is no match. Is this the strength of the Summer Chamber of Commerce? Any team leader is so powerful. The surrounding Marines were shocked and felt that their worldview had been subverted. It was Mamoru who captured Caesar Island's troublesome pirates a while ago. What? It turned out to be that guy. He is so powerful. Is he only a team leader in the Summer Chamber of Commerce? How strong must the captains be? The sailors felt a chill for no reason. Get out of the way, let me come. Just when Vice Admiral was about to lose his hold, there was a sudden burst of drinking from behind him. White fist. A fist that wraps armament hockey and shoots. But Mamoru did nothing at all, as if he couldn't escape, or he didn't have time to escape. All the sailors couldn't help looking forward to seeing the scene of Mamoru being blasted out. How about that? But when the fist was about to hit Mamoru, a black fist slammed into the fist. A wildebeest was seen behind Mamoru, looking at the owner of the fist. Smoker said, "White Hunter, I've been admired for a long time." Who are you? Smoker can't help squinting, but he can't help but feel a little scared in his heart. He doesn't know this guy at all. However, the strength of this person is faintly below him, making him feel a huge threat. This huge background made him a little uneasy. A mere nickname, not worth mentioning, you can call me Charik. Yes, it was his comrade who saved Mamoru, Charik. Artificial devil fruit, wildebeest fruit ability. Summer Chamber of Commerce's really crouching tiger, hidden dragon. When Smoker finished speaking, he launched a brazen attack. Chapter 876. Today is your day of death. Shipslayer, T-Pain, right. Bildy, who was knocked into the air, found a new target. An almost equal opponent. Hit Beardy, didn't expect you to join the Summer Chamber of Commerce, it's tingling. Pen is now a rear admiral, and his strength is naturally not the same. But in the face of Bildy, he still feels a huge threat. Then come on, risk my life, and destroy you. Pen doesn't talk nonsense, just go straight to work. Ha ha ha, exactly what I want. Seeing this, Bildy laughed and smashed the hammer. Aside from the mid and low-end games of this piece, let's take a look at the high-end game scenes. Whitebeard. Marine Marshals Akainu directly attacked Whitebeard with a hideous face. Today, here is your day of death. The Great War did not become your grave, but here, it will definitely be possible. Akainu's hands turned into billowing magma, wrapped in a terrifying high-level armament hockey, and collided with Whitebeard. Cool, isn't it? Akainu kid, don't be too arrogant. Whitebeard laughed arrogantly, and his ability was pushed to the extreme state. One punch can move the world, chaotic waves. The entire battlefield was turned into chaos, and a large piece of marine was rolled out. Back then, the old man was seriously ill, and you were beaten down by the old man. Now, where did you get the courage? Whitebeard's eyes widened, his strength increased again, and the air shock was unparalleled, and the space was about to shatter. The world-destroying force was all bombed on Akainu. Jean's Akainu groaned directly, and there was blood coming out of the corner of his mouth. Even if his strength is not much different from that of the emperors. However, even if they are both emperors, their strengths have a certain level. And Whitebeard is one of the best. Dark Hound. With a wave of his left hand, he delivered an extremely hot blow. His body is ready to elementalize and leave. This power is so terrifying. Cool, this trick doesn't work. Whitebeard's left fist cracked out, wrapped in vibrational power, and slammed into the magma giant dog. Boom. The magma dog was shattered, and Akainu was also smashed into the ice by Whitebeard's punch, blasting a big hole. Akainu kid, don't underestimate the remnants of our era. Whitebeard looked at Akainu, who moved to the other end and quickly condensed his body, and said with a smile. Whitebeard, you bastard. Akainu's face was gloomy, and there was blood running down his face. Gia haha, interesting, you are really strong. Golden Lion and Fujitora had a fierce sword fight, and the sword wave fluttered. Two people with almost the same ability, the battle between them is really pleasing to the eye and evenly divided. I didn't expect that there are people in this world with abilities so similar to this old man. It's incredible. Fujitora said with a serious expression. Is it the powerhouse of the previous era? Even if he is old, his legs are still terrifying. In the gap between the battle, Batamaru looked at the golden lion dancing around the ice block, turning it into an ice lion attacking the sky. His heart couldn't help but feel extremely hot. If possible, he also wants to fight against such a strong man. It's just a pity, in such a battlefield, an existence like him can't make it to the final stage. After all, the person in front of him had already stopped him. He didn't know this man, but he was very strong. That's Shiryu of the Rain, be careful, that's a strong man who can fight against Admiral. Someone beside him reminded him to speak out, so that he should not take it lightly. I dare not take it lightly. Hearing this, he couldn't help laughing bitterly. Looking at the Whitebeard pirates alone, most of Marine's forces have been held back. He couldn't help sighing. The Emperor of the Sea is really terrifying. A Whitebeard is already so strong, so how strong is the Golden Lion and the Summer Chamber of Commerce? He couldn't imagine. But looking at the pirates under the Golden Lion had already blocked Kaido's way. He felt that the final victory of this battle was still difficult to say. Although the main force of the Summer Chamber of Commerce has gone to sea, these remaining forces cannot be underestimated. Boom. Boom. The Summer Chamber of Commerce's battle droids and Marine's pacifists are bombarding each other, damaging each other. But overall, it is the pacifists who have the upper hand. After all, it is Vegapunk's handwriting, which is different. But that doesn't mean Marine has an advantage. Go on, support the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Show them the strength of our sky pirates. Combat robots are not just patents of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Boom. Boom. I saw a group of golden combat robots that were completely different from the Summer Chamber of Commerce in black and red, appearing directly behind the pacifists and started sniping. All of a sudden, it caused huge damage to them. Damn, why is there such a thing in the Golden Lion pirates? Is this their true strength? All the Marines were stunned. It's not in their message at all. Gia haha, I'm a Golden Lion, if I don't have any background, can I still be called the Sixth Emperor? Upon seeing this, Golden Lion couldn't help laughing, full of pride. Well, Dragon, have you surrendered to that guy's feet too? Looking at Dragon standing in front of him, Bigu Mum smiled gloomily. This is just a strategic cooperation. There is no word of surrender. Dragon said expressionlessly. This is really exciting news. However, with the strength you are showing now, you can't fight us. It's not unreasonable for Bigumum to say that Whitebeard pirates did almost stop Marine. But that's on the basis that Sengoku, Garp hadn't shot. In addition, there is the support of soldiers from other forces. This stopped the most powerful Marine. Stopped a Marshal, 4 Admiral, 3 alternate Admiral, 1 vote of Vice Admiral, and hundreds of thousands of Marine elites. Golden Lion pirates were able to stop the Beast pirates because Kaido didn't make a move. Who made their boss Golden Lion fight against Fujitora? The rest of the Bigumum pirates were resisted by the other strong men of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, plus some support from the Revolutionary Army. Marine still has a secret weapon that has not been used. This battle, you are sure to lose. Listening to Bigumum's confident words, Dragon's heart would be false if he was not vigilant. But he has not yet been able to judge and make a decision to deal with it. What if Bigumum tricked him? Chapter 877 Conquer Me with Strength. It's really a terrifying lineup. If you don't pull the 2 emperors, you can't have the slightest chance of winning. Watching this scene, Sengoku and Garp said. Garp also stopped eating senbei and nodded in agreement. Then, he couldn't help looking at the young man who was competing with Kuzan, with a very complicated expression. Ace, do you want to stand on the opposite side again in the end? He struggled to say that if he could, he really didn't want to fight his grandson. But the reality is, it's simply not possible. He's Marine, and his grandson, Fire Fist Ace. It's a pirate. Or the son of the great pirate Roger, the descendant of the bloodline of Sin. However, if nothing else changes this war, then we should be won. No matter how strong their background is, this time, they have to be planted in our hands. Sengoku didn't seem to see the look on Garp's face. Or, I saw it. But it's not going to be dismantled. But even if this is the case, we will still lose a lot, at least more than half of our troops. Besides, be careful about the counterattacks of those 2 after the fact. It's easy for God to send God off. Garp gave Bigumum and Kaido a sharp look and said so. This is really a headache. But with that weapon, there should be no problem. Looking at the troubles caused by the personal marine of the flying unit of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, Sengoku's face has never been better. Beside them, Suru Vice Admiral, the commander-in-chief of this battle, is paying close attention to every change on the battlefield. Even if it's just a simple fight, in the face of such a large-scale battle with a total of more than 300,000 people on both sides. Any small change may have irreversible consequences. She can't relax a little bit. It was a battle that was almost all out from the very beginning. There is no temptation at all, hidden means. Because both sides have mutual understanding of each other's strength. It made her feel exhausted. Sengoku, don't just stand and talk, let you come and share a little pressure on me. Suru Vice Admiral looked at the bad old man Sengoku next to him and said with a pale face. It is a pity not to use this kind of talent. Sengoku, who is both civil and military, is the world's top talent. Well, Suru, don't be mean. I'll share the burden for you. Sengoku looked at Suru Vice Admiral's labored look, and put away his joking mentality, and split half with Suru Vice Admiral, each staring at one area. In an instant, Suru Vice Admiral felt a lot less pressure on his shoulders. Refreshing, so refreshing, very good, I haven't had such a fierce battle with anyone for a long time. Fire Calamity, right, you are very fond of me, but you need to work harder. Bullet, like a god of war, suppressed the blazing embers, the leader of the beast pirates Big Kanban. Is this the strength of Bullet, the descendant of the devil? Even the boss has praised the strong man, he is really powerful. Flame Calamity maintained its animal form, holding the knife and collided violently with Bullet. The true strength of Bullet is definitely comparable to that of Admiral. After all, in the world of the first law of the protagonist's strength in the theater version. It takes so many people to attack him together to defeat him, but one can imagine how terrifying he is. At the beginning, Shajirching used all his strength, and he was severely injured by overloading before defeating Bullet. And today's Bullet is different from the past, its strength has become stronger, and it is not an exaggeration to have such a record. Bullet, let me meet you. At this time, Kaido, who has been drinking on the boat, finally plans to join the battlefield. Oh, finally don't plan to continue to be a turtle. Then come on. Bullet mad Isho, violently tearing the air, and came to Kaido. The violent punch that could shake the world hit Kaido hard. Boom boom boom. Before it collided, the air exploded at a high speed, the surrounding air was distorted, and the wind was blowing. Get out of here. Kaido's arm wraps the senior armament Haki, punching out. Boom. Just like a mushroom egg exploded, the area for several kilometers was suddenly shaken, and the air shook violently. Boom. It was just the aftermath of the air, and the edges of the surrounding islands had already exploded. And being in the center of the collision between the two is as terrifying as hell. Not everyone has the ultimate power control that Whitebeard has. Bullet and Kaido, the battles are extremely rude. Roar. I saw a strong gust of wind that blurred everything around, and vented wildly. It shrouded all the lifeforms in the vicinity for a few kilometers. In an instant, people turned on their backs, the crowd was stormy, screaming in panic. Almost all the people below Vice Admiral flew out. Even the General Vice Admiral can't hold it. It must be those giants, Vice Admiral, who are so powerful that they have become humanoid barriers, providing shelter for many Marines. Pirates are much simpler here. The Devil Oz, the Little Oz stood at the same time, and there was a huge battleship Sanyuan Wolf. Like three big mountains, under this gust of wind, it does not move at all. Hey, a little too loud. Whitebeard Vivi squinted, and the entire battlefield had to stop because of the battle between these two. What a terrible collision, but there are a lot of people who can cause this kind of power at this moment. Kobe was clinging to the thigh of the giant Vice Admiral, and he still felt like he was going to be blown away. He couldn't help but say very solemnly, "Ha ha ha, come again." Bullet and Kaido punched in the front without falling, and they punched out again, and the air screamed. Boy, don't be too arrogant. Kaido was quite angry at the sound of Bullet. Then use strength to conquer me and shut me up. Like the guy back then, he didn't look very strong, but in the end I even lost to him. Bullet's face is full of provocation. Seeing this scene, some people from the Beast Pirates couldn't help shouting in fear. No, the boss is going to be angry, the result in Bullet's mouth is the boss's taboo. Then, they even ran away subconsciously. This made all the people in the Flying Sky Pirates first bewildered, and then they couldn't help laughing out loud. Don't bring me about that bastard. But like those people say, Kaido of the Beasts is furious. Thunder and lightning lingered all over the body, and the unimaginable knots in the muscles exuded an aura of ultimate destruction. With one punch, Bullet's face changed. Chapter 878 I am no longer the boy I used to be. PFF'd. He actually persisted for less than a few seconds, and was blasted out like a sandbag. Hi. Seeing this scene, everyone was shocked. Kaido is so powerful. In other words, each of the Sea Emperors has this kind of strength. Frightened stupid. Then accept our crushing, scumbags. Let you feel our anger. Drought Jack took this opportunity, like a bulldozer, turned into a giant mammoth and rushed out into the battle formation. Unstoppable, invincible. The captains of the Golden Lion Pirates can't stop this guy from being so powerful. Jack, don't mess around, you're too deep. Seeing this scene, Yan Jajin couldn't help shouting. Roar. As soon as Yan Zanjin finished speaking, a huge palm that covered the sky slammed down and hit Jack. Boom. The ice surface trembled again, cracking one after another unimaginably huge cracks, and the ice surface under Jack's feet exploded and dented. Boom. Then, Jack couldn't bear the crushing force and knelt down. This change made the presence a little quiet, and everyone couldn't help but look around. But seeing the Devil Oz roar wildly, He actually grabbed Jack's nose and picked him up as a weapon. Then, he swept towards the beast pirates. Everyone in the 100 beast pirates saw this scene, and their faces turned white. Crazy want to escape, but it was too late, and was shrouded in awe. Immediately, people turned their backs on their horses, and the torrential rain flew out like pear blossoms, and instantly emptied a large crowd of people. Damn guy, too arrogant. Seeing this scene, the Plague Queen felt that she couldn't hold her face anymore. The three disasters are the same, and they are so vulnerable, so what should others think of them? Don't be impulsive, let's go together. But just as he was about to incarnate and rush up in his original form, Yan Calamity caught him. This guy is not easy to deal with, it's safer for the two of us to go together. Although Queen is a little unhappy about being too careful about Yan Zonjin, because he is the eldest brother, he can only recognize it. Jia haha, you did a great job. Seeing this scene, Golden Lion couldn't help laughing out loud. It's really powerful. It's possible to transform the demon Oz into such a terrifying weapon. Science and technology are no worse than our marine. Seeing this, both Sengoku and Garp couldn't help but look solemn. The situation is becoming more and more pessimistic. This is because Shajar Ching's core team is not there. If you continue, you may be overturned by the pirates. It seems that it is time to deploy those weapons. Sengoku talked about those weapons. His face was obviously loose, and he seemed to be quite confident about these things. Maybe it's time to deploy those weapons. We really underestimated the strength of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. Shajar Ching, this guy has turned his subordinates into super warriors. Although the number is not as good as the other emperors, the average strength of these people under him is the highest. The level of 10 to 30 million Bailey bounty prisoners per capita. It's terrifying. He is a pirate group. If all members are assembled, it will be enough to shake Marine's entire power. Suru Vice Admiral looked at the valiant warriors at the bottom of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. His face became more and more solemn. In front of these people, their marine elites are not opponents at all. Almost every person has a combat suit, and can use the power of various sciences to fight. Simply terribly tight. Coupled with those fighting robots and the people of the Artificial Devil Fruit Legion, it can be said to be impeccable. Also, just because a supernova like Billy can only become a team captain, it is enough to see how high the strength of the Summer Chamber of Commerce is. And the one in Sengoku's mouth was developed to replace Shichibukai. Let SSG play. Hit them head on. Suru Vice Admiral picked up the phone bug and said to the phone bug. Understood. There was a cold voice over there, and then, no more. The Summer Chamber of Commerce Alliance. Come on, brothers, it's time to build a career and make a name for yourself. Ha ha ha, Marine, it's a surprise, I didn't expect it, we will be so powerful. Today, let you understand, I asked why the Summer Chamber of Commerce is called the strongest pirate group. Do you really think it's just because our president is the strongest? Listening to the complacent shouts of the people in the Summer Chamber of Commerce, all the sailors just wanted to say, no. But if it was changed a few hours ago, they would definitely not think so. They definitely thought that was Shajar Ching's credit. Very powerful, these people are even stronger than us. However, we are not weak, brothers of the Whitebeard Pirates, go ahead, don't embarrass the brothers. Whitebeard Pirates saw this scene, and they all moved forward with high fighting spirit. That's right, their overall level is not as high as the Summer Chamber of Commerce. But there are so many of them. Their Whitebeard Pirates are the most among the 6 Emperor Pirates. How many? 50,000. Just by the number of people, it can be comparable. Brothers of the Flying Sky Pirates, we can't be left behind either. Go ahead, a better tomorrow is just around the corner, let's fight for it. Seeing this, the flying pirates in the last ring will naturally not fall. Really crazy guys. Seeing this, Big Umum couldn't help but say, sure enough, we have to take this opportunity to suppress you. Otherwise, we are in danger. you are too powerful. She is very jealous and envies this kind of strength. It's really terrifying. You emperors of the sea are so powerful that you can't sleep. Kizaru is still so relaxed and free, it seems that there is nothing that can make him move. Aren't you all equally powerful and terrifying? You ruled this sea for 800 years. This kind of background is the most amazing. Marco's eyes are sharp, with a reckless smile on his face, and he always maintains the form of an eudemons. When you were fighting on the top, you should have been decisively beheaded, otherwise, it wouldn't have been so hard today. The old man has indeed miscalculated a little. Kizaru looked at Marco, and said with a rare trace of murderous intent. Marco, that's a shame, you missed your best chance. This sentence, Kuzan also wants to say to Ace. Era, 2 years of absence, you have become stronger. Looking at Ace, who is fighting against himself, Kuzan's face is full of confusion. Of course, this sea cannot survive without strength. Ace was burning with flames, and said with clear eyes. Chapter 879. It's really a bit too big. But it's a pity that you will still lose in today's battle, and your 3 emperors alliance will also become a thing of the past. After this battle, the sea will once again return to our marine's hands, unshakable. Kuzan got serious and said. Ace pushed his hat and said with a smile, it seems that you have a lot of powerful secret weapons, which is really exciting. However, we may not have, let's wait and see. Although Kuzan didn't want to agree with what Ace said, he had to agree. After all, among their opponents, there is Shajirqing. As expected of Admiral, it's so powerful and tight that we both struggled a bit. Ryokugyu, the king of evil and the big wine barrel both looked a little labored, and reluctantly blocked Ryokugyu's going. Really, Shajirqing has too many strong men. Ryokugyu also looked at the 2 of them solemnly. Although these 2 are not his opponents to fight against him alone, but together they make him unable to make an inch. Marine, give it up, we've won this war. The pirates fight more and more bravely, this is destined to be a war with no way out. So, all they can do is keep moving forward. Damn pirates, don't be too arrogant, justice will win. Don't underestimate people, pirates, look at tricks. But how could a group of Marines give up? The justice behind and the honor of the mission are all urging them to fight the enemy bravely and defend the people. We must win, Marine, and get rid of these wicked bastards for us. Marine, please, victory. People from all over the world are all praying in their hearts at the same time. Summer Chamber of Commerce, hold on, you must hold on, otherwise, we will be bullied by those bastards from Tenryubito again. Marine, why ruin our happiness? What's wrong with the Summer Chamber of Commerce? The people who are attached to the non-joined countries, the rich and powerful, have a deep hatred for Marine in their hearts. Marine's righteous image, and it's not all bright everywhere. Ha ha ha, what an exciting punch, good, worthy of Kaido of the beasts, come again. Bullet got up, activated the fruit fusion ability, and then, formed a large steel robot, and rushed to Kaido again. It's really overpowering, thinking that if you fight a robot, you can fight against the boss. HMPH, what descendant of the devil, I think it's just an Iron Man. He has strong muscles and a simple brain. Seeing the enthusiasm of the 100 Beast Pirates, they couldn't help sneering. In their eyes, Bullet, who was kicked back by Kaido just now, is no longer their boss Kaido's opponent. They joked, maybe it's honest to be beaten into a pig's head by the boss. Get away from me. Kaido roared violently, the thunder and lightning on his body became more violent and fierce, and he punched out. Bang! There was another sound like a mushroom egg exploded, and it exploded, destroying the harmony of the entire battlefield again. But this time, Bullet was not defeated again as the people from the 100 Beast Pirates imagined. Bullet resisted this blow head-on. Since I lost to that guy Shajirqing, I have been honing myself, now it seems that the results should be good. The only pity is that there is no way to fight against that guy, that is the true peerless powerhouse. Kaido, you are still far from him. That guy is an existence that can make me feel cold with just one look at full strength. If you want to seek revenge for him with such strength, I am afraid that you will still have to humiliate yourself. Bullet's words completely angered Bullet. Asshole. He drank violently, and there was a sound of blasting the air, causing the 7 orifices to bleed. Boom. He exploded with the strongest power in an instant, and his arms bulged directly, lingering with the aura of destroying the world. Conqueror Haki was released with a bang, dominating the world. Come on then. Conqueror Haki, he will too. Buzz. Boom. Conqueror Haki, and the collision of extreme strength, made people extremely panicked. This is a tyrannical terrorist force that can destroy everything. Thousands of meters in range, all exploding and cracking. Oh, so wonderful. Far away on the summer issue, Shajariang watched the rebroadcasted screen, her eyes lit up with excitement. Shajariang, is it really good to do this? Wouldn't it be too risky? Even if your real body remains in the 9 Snakes Island, but our powerful forces have all evacuated, is it a little too confident? Anna said worriedly from the side. Don't worry, this war will not end so easily. When the world's focus is on us, it ignores elements elsewhere. Look, it won't be long before the beast pirates will retreat, they won't stay long. Shajariang said confidently. Looking at Shajariang's confident appearance, Anna said, but there is that destructive weapon in the world government. Looking at their posture this time, they may not be able to use that weapon until they die. At that time, can you really be the opponent of that weapon? The weapon in her mouth is Uranus. A terrifying weapon comparable to Hades. Don't worry, even if there is, the price to be motivated must be very high. Otherwise, the world government would not be so nervous about the research of historians. According to the information that Robin has interpreted over the years, 800 years ago, the world government destroyed the country called the Country of D, and obtained 3 weapons, the King of Heaven, the King of the Sea, and the King of Hades. But even in the Country of D, there has never been a record of using this weapon several times. This only shows one thing, either it is too expensive to urge, or it is too harmful, or it can only be used once. Shajariang clenched his fists. I have already learned about the strength of the Sea King. If they can really show the King of Heaven, that's even better. In order to cope with it, I have not been less prepared. As he said that, he rolled up his sleeves, and a scarlet 3-hooked jade writing wheel eye appeared impressively. Seeing this scene, Anna's deep expression towards Shajariang was different, and she was a little afraid of panic. Hey, it's just a precaution, I'm not the kind of evil scientist who wants to do weird research. Seeing Anna like this, he couldn't help laughing, and put it back on his sleeve. Can you do it with just this eyeball? Anna said in disbelief. Of course, this is my magic weapon. Shajariang issued, and then said, calculate the time, the Straw Hat Luffy gang should have invaded Wano-Kuni at this time. Chapter 880 New Weapon, SSG. And the Kid Pirates, the Magician Pirates. Humph, the most evil generation of them will not miss such a good opportunity to bite a piece of meat from the Emperor. Especially for Momonosuke and Kinemon in the team. This kind of opportunity is really wonderful. The sea really doesn't need so many emperors. Then, the first fallen emperor, it starts with you, Kaido. Sipping the wine, Shajariang said calmly, but everyone present couldn't help but feel chills in their hearts. This man is really scary. The entire ocean is under his control, easily toyed by him, changing according to his ideas. Just like a chess player, all the living beings are his chess pieces, and he will play with him. Before that, they never thought that calculating an emperor was so easy. I'm afraid there is more than one beast pirates who is being calculated. Marine, world government, and even more. An LT, P and GT. Nico Robin turned a page and said this. 9 Snake Island. In a place that no one has noticed, a smiling man is drinking fine wine and watching the battle below. How pleasant. Opposite him, an old man with glasses, a strong body and snow-like beard, also looked at all this with a smile. Do you really want to take such a risk, and you are not afraid if things go beyond your expectations? The old man asked. Of course, I've been thinking about this plan for a long time. After confirming that there is nothing missing, I started to implement it. Besides, isn't this the reason I'm here, because I'm afraid of something going wrong? With a smile on the corner of the man's mouth, he said confidently. Sometimes I really feel like you are a strange person. Like now, cold and wise, hockey's ambition. Calculating people can be so easy. But at other times, you are sunny and kind, sincere and friendly, and you will never be associated with a sea giant. You are really scary enough, Shajirching. The old man sighed like this. The man next to him was actually Shajirching. Well, Mr. Rayleigh, both are me, just to suit different needs. Shajirching waved his hand, but he also brought out the identity of the old man next to him. Hades Rayleigh. Then let me see, you're directing a good show. Rayleigh Isho, just keep looking. On the field. Ah. Bang. Damn. The members of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, who were still very high in fighting spirit, suddenly burst into panic. What happened? This is of course because of Marine's new weapon, SSG. It's a robot about the size of a pacifist. But smarter than the pacifist, the material is more advanced, and the strength is more powerful. The most important thing is that they are all devil fruit power users. Yes, they are all devil fruit powers. Hey, what a joke, why can a robot become a devil fruit person? It's not scientific. The people of the Summer Chamber of Commerce were directly messed up in the wind. What are you panicking about? Since it has already appeared, then accept it. Didn't the president say it? The world is so big, there are all kinds of surprises. Since it comes from the hands of Vegapunk, which has surpassed the world's technology for 500 years, it should not be surprising that anything appears. But soon, a large group of people spoke up, instantly regaining the morale and boosting the morale again. But boosted morale does not mean the situation can be saved. SSG, each one has the strength to fight against bounty criminals with a bounty of more than 500 million. Therefore, when these 10 SSG robots entered the middle and low-level battle situation, they almost had a crushing advantage. No one could stop them at all, and in cooperation with the pacifists, they instantly wiped out the battle robots of the Summer Chamber of Commerce. The loss is huge. Surrender, evil pirates, there is no hope for you. Gurant once again punched a member of the Summer Chamber of Commerce, shouting loudly. Pirates, your doomsday is here, lay down your weapons if you don't want to die. Doberman is also talking about the same thing. Never. But the people of the Summer Chamber of Commerce will never admit defeat so easily. You are not the only ones who have the trump card, we also have it. Someone shouted, quite confident. Then let's see, pirates, don't make excuses, it's not convincing. On the contrary, this will only show your powerlessness, and the trend of defeat is unstoppable. Onagumo cut down a group of people, and said scornfully, if you talk big, you must have a basis. Gia haha, then let you guys see it. At this time, the laughter of the golden lion suddenly came, which made Onagumo's heart suddenly burst out. Could it be that these guys really have trump cards? He couldn't help but murmured in his heart. Come on, babies. Golden Lion let out a loud roar, and the sky above the battlefield suddenly became dark, and everyone couldn't help but look up into the sky. Then, their eyes widened. All eyes are full of shock. They saw a huge island and landed directly. Fast rewind. Seeing this scene, Marine generals at all levels hurriedly issued an order to retreat. Flee. Don't get involved. All the sailors also fled very fast, for fear of being affected by the island. They have seen big winds and waves in their lives. But attacking an island directly, such an incredible thing, they have never seen it. This is so frightening and shocking. As expected of the monsters of the previous era, the existences that once competed with Roger's guys to dominate the sea are really terrifying. Seeing this, Kuzan couldn't help but feel numb in his scalp. The entire Nine Snake Island is a child in front of this island that fell from the sky. It's too big. Golden Lion, he still likes to mess around. Looking at this overwhelmed island, Shajarching couldn't help but sighed helplessly. All I could hear was the animals on the surrounding islands, all making sounds of panic and fleeing in panic. Can't let you mess around. Golden Lion. Facing such an island-level attack, Fujitora rarely showed a dignified expression. He shook the Golden Lion away, flicked his knife, and split a circle of purple light waves, which slowed down the island's falling trend. Jia haha, why panic? I didn't plan to use this island to fight you. If that's the case, that guy is coming to me to get the theory. Calm down, boys. Golden Lion laughed loudly, made a majestic sound, and waved his hand. I saw a huge monster like a monster, floating up, and then fell heavily.